Back, we had a fire. We are still open. We still have the best prices in Jamaica, and yes, we have a big sale on for the month of March. Farm ply, gypsum board, lumber, trucks and studs, and white toilets from $11,999. 10% off new PVC windows, water tanks, paints and doors. Telephone 923-4560. New budget supplies. Always.
Father God, well, Lord, your love has made me strong, and for that I'm all yours. Well, Lord of mercy, oh God, I'll never find the words, the Lord, to tell you how I feel, dear God. Mere words could not explain. Yeah, gracious Lord, you held my life within your hand, created everything I had, taught me how to live again. Only you care when I needed a friend, making my promise. Oh, this song is for you, filled with gratitude and love. Oh Lord, I thank you. You make me feel brand new. For blessing me, I adore you. Almighty God, I love you. I sing this song for you. Father God, I adore you. Yeah. My Lord, whenever I was in.
Yes. Good afternoon to my viewers and listeners. Welcome to Rebel Radio. You know, this is Wednesday. And as usual, we have your program lined up. Of a list of programs, discussing civil events. We're going to talk about constitutional reform this afternoon. And as usual, we're going to talk about food security. Well, we want to start with our well-known public commentator and activist, Lloyd Dagelar. Lloyd, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you too, Desmond. How are you doing?
Well, I am supposed to be doing okay.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yes. No, we want to discuss some constitutional issues, but I want to start off by asking you, how was last weekend anti-corruption rally? How did that go?
Yes. Yeah, man, we had our public meeting on Sunday gone
Yes.
at Boston Road, and it went very well. We had a very vibrant meeting, very vibrant discussion. We tackled all the issues regarding corruption and also some issues regarding the plan to make Jamaica into a republic and to bring about constitutional change. So we had contending points of view, but I think we were able to respectfully discuss our differences.
Right.
And we're planning to have another one next month, about the 21st of May, at the same location. And that time we will not only be discussing corruption, the constitutional reform, but the 21st of May is a few days before another anniversary of the Tivoli Gardens massacre, which took place in 2010. So we'll be looking at that issue as well. Police extrajudicial killings, police state violence, and how do we deal with it?
Right. Okay. All right. Now, Lloydie, I see you. I know you have a list of items that you are proposing should be included in the Constitution.
Yes.
Free education, free health care, land for the landless, and so on and so forth.
Yes.
Now, let us flesh these out. Now, one of the thing, or one thing that I think we should agree on, that whatever is placed in the Constitution, these are like bricks in a wall. These are not things that we can just move and manipulate. The Constitution is the #1 law book. Now, free education, as we know, that was introduced and during the Michael Manley regime, and I know that that was from my way of thinking, and I think a lot of people, because that move opened the gateway for progress for thousands of Jamaicans. But now it costs money. What I would like to hear from you is that should we put in the Constitution what the country cannot afford?
I don't agree that we cannot afford it. I believe that we can afford it and we should afford it. The problem why people will argue that you can't afford it is because they are protecting the rich and the powerful. So rich people not paying their fair share of taxes, they are engaged in all kinds of corruption.
Yes.
They are engaging in money laundering and tax evasion and tax avoidance. So that I believe that we shouldn't go down that road with those who are saying it cannot be afforded. Mr. Siaga went down that road because Mr. Siaga was a dyed-in-the-wool capitalist.
Yes.
And he was calling the Manley government communist and all that kind of thing, which the Manley government was not communist. And but the Manley government decided that we are going to bring about free education for the people.
Right.
In some European countries, they have free education. They are not communists, but they have free education. Why? Because they have exploited the colonial countries and made a lot of money. And so now that they have the money, they can bring about free education for their people.
Right.
Well, the Constitution, our Constitution says that the people are entitled to education, the children are entitled to education, but children are not getting the real quality education they should get because education is underfunded. And we have to begin to deal with that. And we also, as I said before, have to deal with the rich getting away with not paying their fair share of taxes, etc., etc. So it can be handled. We just have to sit down and decide we want it. And if there are any challenges, then we will collectively get together and deal with it. But it can be afforded and it should be afforded. There is no reason why you should have a Beverly Hills, which is looking beautiful and lovely, and then you go down to Trenchtown and Jonestown and it's looking the way it is. So we want everywhere to be like Beverly Hills and Cherry Gardens. That's the way we want to change and transform Jamaica. But if you accept that, well, Cherry can look after Trenchtown and Beverly Hills can look after, Jonestown, then we will just accept things as the way they are. And we cannot accept things the way they are. They have to change.
Right.
And so that is, I would look at it.
Free health care.
Free health care, the same also free health care. Why are we, if you're rich, you just go to the hospital, you give them your credit card or your bank card, and they do whatever you want them to do for you, and you're fine. If you're poor, there was a report the other day by junior doctors some years ago, and they're saying that because of the underfunding of the education system, they make a choice between who live and who die, right? So lots of times poor people go to the health system, the hospitals, and they don't get the right treatment, and they come out, worse than they went in, or sometimes they die. And the state doesn't want to admit that the reason why these things happen is because of underfunding of the healthcare system. When the Cubans made their revolution, the two most basic things were free education and free healthcare. So we want to begin to talk about that, and that must be in the Constitution as well.
Okay. Now, the other thing I would like you have, of course, you have some other issues there. Land for the landless.
Yes.
That should be included in the Constitution also.
That is the easiest one because, as we all know, Jamaica land is captured land.
Yes.
And captured from the Tainos, and genocide committed against them. And when the motherland, England, decided to give us quote-unquote independence, they turned over the crown lands to the Jamaican ruling class.
Yes.
And they have been hemming and hawing and hedging in terms of making land available to the people who want to farm, who want to build their houses. People who want to build a house, they have to go up on the hillside, go capture a little piece of hillside land. And when the rain falls, it mash down them house and so on and so forth. If we had a land policy, we have the proper land reform, land would be available for people to properly build their houses, and we would be able to produce more of the food that we need so that we don't have to be importing food from abroad. We can provide our own food supply. But as soon as a little man take a piece of land from a big landlord who have thousands of acres of land that he's not doing anything with the land, them send the bulldozers and mash up what you have there and run you off the land and call you a squatter.
Yes.
We need to change that. There's no such thing as a squatter in Jamaica. Everybody must be entitled to land if they require the land to do something productive with the land. We need that.
Okay. Another controversial one I see you have there is that the minimum wage should be $1 million per year. Now,
Yeah. Go ahead.
yes, that should also be included in the Constitution.
Absolutely. I mean, what should be the minimum? What should be there is a livable minimum wage.
Yes.
So that, as far as I'm concerned, a livable minimum wage is a minimum of $1 million per year.
Yes.
That should be in the Constitution. So that if the government increased the minimum wage from $9,000 to $13,000, when they go on the road and interview people say, boy, 13,000 can't feed me and my family and my children and all that kind of stuff. So, we need to, if Uptown can go to the big time restaurants and buy whole heap of food for all, spend all $6,000-$10,000 just to have a nice little meal. Why is it that, that should be normal for them, but people can't feed themselves and so on? Poor people can't feed themselves. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That is a serious issue. And again, as I said before, everywhere should be like Cherry Gardens and Beverly Hills and Barbican and those kind of places. There's no reason why. I mean, there was just a report recently. about the world production of food. That the world production of food is more than, is a surplus of what the people eat. But guess what? Billions of people are undernourished or malnourished, even though there is more food that is produced than what people get to eat. You know, those are some of the disparities in the system. And so minimum wage, you know, reflects being able to eat food, being able to transport your children to school, being able to pay your rent, and those kind of basic things. We can address those.
Lordy, let us look at the numbers. The minimum wage we're talking about now.
Yes.
If you have a minimum wage of $1 million per year, that is about let us call it just over. Let's say round it off at is more, but let's round it off at $83,000 per month. Now, right now as we speak, there are a lot of people who employ. It's not just rich people who employ people and pay them at the existing minimum wage. So you have ordinary, like teachers, professional people, nurses, who employ household helpers and people to help them to get along. Now, I am sure that as we speak right now, they would not be in a position to pay that amount of money per month. So they would have to, they couldn't employ those people. Now, the other thing, if whoever is working, I'm talking about professional people, and are going to employ household helpers, their salaries would have to go up higher than where it is right now also. So you are looking at a situation, although the government recently increased salaries in the public sector, but in order to maintain this minimum wage that you are talking about, it would mean significantly higher wages.
Well, okay, let's look at it this way. The private sector pays minimum wage. The government pays minimum wage.
Yes.
Lots of industries and businesses pay minimum wage.
Yeah.
The only time the minimum wage that you are mentioning is, well, I need somebody to come help me in my house, clean up my house, and I have only $13,000 to give them, right? So therefore, you are saying that, yeah, but we can't use the minimum to decide the maximum. If you understand what I'm saying, that is the short end of the stick to determine what the long end of the stick should be. So if there is an issue there that can be resolved, whether it's by the state deciding that even if you're getting $13,000 a year, the balance, which reflects your ability to pay rent and your ability to be on public transportation, your ability to buy food for your children, then the state will intervene and take care of those things. In Cuba, for example, children, when they go to school, they get they are fed. Their public transportation is free. All of those things. But since we don't have a socialist society, we have a capitalist society.
Yes.
Then those who are capitalists and making profits and making money must pay a livable wage to those who are working for them and helping them to make profits. There are some times when you might be working for somebody who is not making a profit, but is trying to,
Is also
survive.
a worker. That you're working for a worker.
That's possible. So we can make some exceptions to the rule, but the rule is the rule.
But remember, Lloyd, remember, the minimum wage is a law, In other words, are you saying that you would have two different or multiple minimum wages? If the minimum wage is $10,
yeah,
that $10 is what must be paid throughout. So if it is
Right, right.
if it is $83,000 or whatever the amount, that is what has to be paid. It can't be that you are paying it and then I am not paying it.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that there is no constitution that is ever perfect.
Yes.
Okay, nothing is ever perfect. So therefore, if we agree on a minimum wage of $1 million per year, then that is the agreement. But the Constitution can also say there will be times when there are exceptions. And if there are times when there are exceptions, then if something qualifies as being part of the category of exception, then it will be taken into consideration. That is all that I'm saying.
Okay.
So let's deal with the issue itself. Let's deal with what is our livable minimum wage. And if there are situations where there are exceptions to the rule, then these are the exceptions, and we will deal with them.
Okay.
That's how I think it can be dealt with.
Yeah. Now, another issue I see where, and this is something that has been approved from, I think, 1995. You will observe that the constitutional authority, the committee, is saying to us that they have agreed that we should have a ceremonial president. So we should have a republic, and the system of government that we have now would be the same system of government that would govern the republic. Now, of course, it can be, there are many countries in the world which has this kind of, with many republics I'm talking about, which has a similar type of government. But the question is, shouldn't the people be informed about the differences between the executive president and ceremonial president? And then the people should be part of the decision-making process in choosing what kind of presidency we want. Don't you? Because should the ceremonial president is like a replacement of the governor general, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I honestly don't see a difference between in change for the people, the social conditions of the people, whether it's a ceremonial president or an executive president. Yes. I believe that the two political parties want to have a ceremonial president. But if the people decide they want an executive president, it is still not going to make any difference in terms of their social conditions, whether you have a ceremonial or an executive president. The system remains the same. And as a matter of fact, they, I think, don't want an executive president, because if you have an executive president, it is going to make the political situation even more intense, because when people go out there on the street, it's not that they are protesting against the JLP government or the PNP government. They will be protesting against a president. You understand? You know, and it's a much more powerful kind of protest possibility, whereas one man you're focusing on the president. Like if Americans were to go there and say, boy, like when they say we want Donald Trump, or they say we don't want Biden,
yes.
That is really very powerful. When they went into the parliament, into the Congress the other day, and that was a big thing that scared and frightened a lot of people. You understand? Yeah. So I think that the Jamaican ruling class don't want to go down that road. And so they are more concerned about a ceremonial president. But the bottom line is that we want the social conditions, the most important things are the social issues that we have just been talking about. free healthcare, free education, land for the landless, rather than getting caught up in executive versus ceremonial president. It really makes no serious difference one way or another. And I think also that if we go along that road, they will use it and exploit it for their own benefit, because that is what they will focus on. Well, one party will say executive and one will say ceremonial, but the two parties are very much in agreement that they want a ceremonial president, and they don't want to change the structure.
Yes.
So the referendum will simply be us, underlining and signing off on what it is that they want. But we want a referendum or a constitution that reflects some of the social changes that we just talked about. And we are saying that if the constitutional changes don't reflect what we are talking about, then we are going to say boycott it, boycott the referendum, right?
Yes.
We're going to call on it to boycott it. Now, I was having a conversation the other day, or an exchange of emails with Peter Spute, who is a well-known, Gleaner, commentator and so on, and he's part of the current, civil groups that are in dialogue with the government about, how are the people going to get involved. But he was saying he was in favor of a no vote. And I thought about it. Well, the no vote, I think, also is not going to happen, because PNP and GLP are united on what needs to be done. So it's almost impossible to get a no vote to say, well, PNP and GLP vote against what it is that they're doing. So I believe that boycott plus no vote will reduce the amount of people who voted for the constitutional change, and then now it will create a credibility crisis for whatever comes out of this this constitutional referendum. Because in the last election, 36% of the people vote. If you are going to have a referendum and you get even less than that, 20% or whatever else it is, then I believe that the argument can be made that we don't have a credible political system.
Okay.
And it makes it easy for us to discuss what it is that we want, and so on and so forth.
I want
we have to look at.
I want you to hold it. I want you to hold it there. We are going to take a break. We are talking to.
Okay, very good.
Hold it there.
Very good.
Talking to public commentator Lloyd Dalgilar, and we are talking about this constitutional affair and what must be done and how it must be. What we just want to just take Lloydie, let us continue. Let us continue.
Okay.
Yes.
So I am saying that it is more important what what is in the Constitution, because I think the two political parties are united. They may have a little difference here or a little difference there. Like, for example, Mr. Mark Golding was recently saying that if the agreement is not that the Prime Minister just have a right to appoint the President without serious consultation with the opposition, then he's not going along with that. Well, I mean, the Prime Minister is not stupid, right? He's not an idiot. And if he has to come to an agreement with the opposition, they will come to an agreement about how the president is appointed.
Yeah.
So when you look at it, there is no serious difference between the PNP and the GLP where this is concerned.
Yes.
They are all in agreement. If you read they appointed Mr. Hugh Small to be on it. He's a lawyer. He's a former member of the PNP government, etc. And he says, listen, we have been talking about this thing for the longest while. And there's no reason for us to be getting into any cussing and fighting amongst ourselves. Let's just agree going forward. We want a monarchical president. I'm sorry, a president that is ceremonial.
Yeah.
We don't want executive president, and they're in agreement.
Yes.
So there'll be a little tweaking here and a little tweaking there, but there is really no fundamental difference between the two political parties where this thing is concerned.
Yeah.
So I believe that this is an opportunity for us to expose the shortcomings of the political system, the shortcoming of the social issues. Also, we are talking about community self-government. Now, people ask, what do you mean by community self-government? Well, I just put out something a while ago, and I'm saying, look at the Maroons. The Maroons are where they are, and the Maroons have their own little self-government up there, and they sit down and they discuss and they elect their leaders, and they come up and they have their meetings and so on, and they say, well, this is what we want, etc., etc. Mm-hmm. Now, we need more of those kind of organizations and structures, not only in rural areas, but in urban areas, where the people, the communities can get together and say, listen, let's talk. This is what we need, this is what we don't have, and so on and so forth. Mm-hmm. And, and after you have come to an agreement, you need to be able to look at the government and say, well, listen, we don't decide that we want this and we want that and so on and so forth.
Yes.
And the acknowledgement of community self-government should also be in the Constitution as well. Mm-hmm. Because what we have is indirect democracy, where you elect a representative and you don't see him again till 5 years from. Yeah. And he go to Parliament and they decide what they want to do. They never consult you. Yeah. And you're in your community, you don't have no road, you don't have no water, you don't have no light, your children can't go to school, the road in bad condition. Yeah. And the only time you see the MP is when him come round election time and give $1,000 and say, please vote for me.
All right. Hold it there for me now. Hold it for me. Let us take a break.
Yes.
Okay, we'll be back shortly. We're talking to journalist Lloyd Daguilar. Let us take a break. This is Rebel Radio.
Jesus, I must Jesus. I must Jesus. I cannot breathe. I must Jesus. My burdens are low.
Budget Supplies is back. We had a fire. We are still open. We still have the best prices in Jamaica, and yes, we have a big sale on for the month of March. Farm ply, gypsum board, lumber, trucks and studs, and white toilets from $11,999. 10% off new PVC windows, water tanks, paints, and doors. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
To all the mothers out there, the ones that have passed, and the ones who are still here with us, God bless. I remember Mama and the love that she gave. Building had her bedside, I could still hear Mama say, people are better than you, George, don't you let them down. I remember Mama in a happy way. We went to school with holes in our shoes.
Yes, 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 yes. You better believe it. Budget Supplies. Nobody can beat you.
I want to thank you, Lord. Yeah.
Yes, yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. Yes, Lloydie,
Yes.
yes, you were elaborating. So
Yes.
you are not in favor. You are in favor of what, an executive presidency?
No, I'm in favor of the demands that we have said. So I have no interest in executive or ceremonial presidency, because what is important for the people of Jamaica is what are the constitutional changes that will be made to guarantee their social rights, their constitutional rights, such as the right to education, the right to health care, the right to land, and minimum wage, community self-government. And let me also say something as well, that I've said it before, and I need, in this context of a constitutional reform, we need to look at it. Not so long ago, well, within the past year, when Mr. Phillips was the leader of the opposition, he and Prime Minister Holness were at a public meeting, and Prime Minister Holness said, in effect, that police extrajudicial killings is a policy of state. It has been going on under administration and administration. He said that, and he said, well, you know, we're going to do that. On the platform with him was Peter Phillips, as I said, who was a former, who was not only he was a former Minister of National Security. He didn't challenge Mr. Holness and say, well, how dare you? Under my watch, there was no police extrajudicial killings, right? He was very silent about that. Well, guess what? Police extrajudicial killings have continued under Mr. Holness, under Prime Minister Holness, up to the point where his Minister of National Security recently said to the police, shoot to kill. And when you shoot and them not dead, don't call no ambulance. If you had said that in the United States, that could be considered, a crime, right? No, police extrajudicial continues in Jamaica. So what we are also proposing is that the position of police commissioner should be an elected one, right? Police commissioner should be an elected one, because this police commissioner, no police commissioner, has ever addressed the issue of police extrajudicial killings. This one in particular just dismiss it, even though Indicom has published several reports, which suggest that he should be addressing it. He doesn't address it. So we believe that the moment you appoint someone as police commissioner, you are in effect giving him the policy, and the policy is police extrajudicial killing. So if we want to bring about change, I believe that in some states of America where the person in charge of the police force is an elected position, we believe that this position should be an elected position, so that you can have a dialogue, a discussion, where somebody want to be police commissioner is going to say, well, listen, I am not going to endorse that kind of policy. If I become police commissioner, it is going to stop. And the people then can make a decision as to, well, yes, this is the kind of person that we want. Yeah. So we believe that that issue also has to be addressed in the Constitution. The other issue that we believe connected to this is that since police extrajudicial killings is a policy of state, we believe that the Prime Minister, the Minister of National Security, and the police commissioner should be held legally accountable for acts of police extrajudicial killing. In other words, if that act continues, then the courts should be brought before the courts, because what they have done is given them the green light to go out there and do what they do. This is what happened in 2010 in Tivoli Garden. The police and the soldiers say that they were given the green light to go out there, do whatever they want to do, and that is what they did. they went out there and they arbitrarily killed people, beat up people, mash up people's house, steal people's money, etc. Because that was what they were told they could do. I mean, no policemen and soldiers tell the people that they're in Tivoli Gardens and West Kingston during that time. And there is also other evidence that they were given the green light. When we had the Commission of Inquiry, the Prime Minister, the Prime Minister, the head of the army and the head of the police were never held accountable. That Commission of Inquiry was a whitewash commission. So we cannot continue with that because it's clear that the superior commanders have to be held accountable, because a policeman is not going out there and just shooting because he wants to shoot somebody. Yeah. He goes out there and shoots because he knows he has the authority to do that. He knows that he will be protected by the police high command. He knows that he will be protected by the politicians, the Minister of National Security and the Prime Minister. And so he does what he is supposed to do. Every day you read the newspapers about somebody whose daughter was killed, whose son was killed, etc., and the policeman is not held accountable. Right. And there are deficiencies in the accountability system, such as INDICOM. Right. INDICOM will do the investigations, send their report to the Director of Public Prosecutions, and then the Director of Public Prosecutions said, well, boy, we don't have enough evidence, so we're not going to charge the policeman. That has to change.
Yes, all right, Lady, but is I tell you what, we have to cut it there for today. I just want us to end this discussion, but to remind you that I'm just seeing a notice here that Tuesday, the 2nd of May, will be the 50th anniversary of the declaration of when the government announced free secondary, tertiary, and university education. It will be Tuesday, the 2nd of May will be the 50th anniversary. So we'll have to continue this discussion, Lady.
Yes, well, I just saw it myself, right. And I want to go there because I see that Mr. P.J. Patterson is one of the major presenters. But when Seaga cut back on free education, Patterson continued. When Patterson became Prime Minister, there was no difference between him and Edward Seaga. We're cutting back on tertiary education is concerned and secondary education. So I don't know how they're going to be bringing P.J. Patterson to come talk. And he's part of the cutback on Michael Manley's announcement of free education. Michael Manley also was reinstalled as Prime Minister prior to handing over to P.J. Patterson. Yes. And he never said either, well, Edward, how come you cut back on it? I am going to go back. He continued down the same road that Edward Seaga started. Yeah. So I am going to be myself, and I will be making my critical remarks.
Okay. Thank you very much for your contribution today.
Thank you very much for having me. All the best.
Yes, thank you. That was Lloyd Aguilar, and we touched on a number of public issues. Let us take a break. We'll be back. This is Rebel Radio.
It's gonna set us free. Then it will bring out the rebel, bring out the rebel, bring out the rebel in me. If the lover in you can touch the lover in me, and the lover in me can touch a lover in you, and the lovers we be will bring sweet harmony. Then it will bring out the love, bring out the love, bring out all the love in me. My love is deeper than the ocean. Our love is in need of sweet devotion. because you got the potion to bring out the love in me, and I will bring out the love in you. Let the lover in you touch the lover in me, and the rebel in me will touch the rebel in you, and the lovers we be will bring sweet harmony. Then it will bring out the love, bring out the love, bring out all the love in us. My love is deeper than the ocean. Our love is in need of sweet devotion. Come on, because you got the notion to bring out the love in me, and I will bring out the love in you. Let the rebel in me touch the rebel in you, and the rebel in you will touch the rebel in me, and the lovers we be will bring sweet harmony. Then it will bring out the love, bring out the love, bring out all the love in us. Bring out the love. Said I want to bring out the love. Bring out the love. Said I want to bring out the love. Bring out the love. Bring out the love. Bring out all the love. Bring out the rebel. Said I want to bring out the rebel. Bring out the rebel. Said I want to bring
When you have trouble,
Supplies is back. We had a fire. We are still open. We still have the best prices in Jamaica, and yes, we have a big sale on for the month of March. Farm ply, gypsum board, lumber, trucks and studs, and white toilets from $11,999. 10% off new PVC windows, water tanks, paints, and doors. Telephone 923-4560. New budget supplies.
Believe it.
Always the best prices.
Nobody can beat new budget terms.
Yes, 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 yes.
when you have trouble, don't cry. Oh no, no. Just remember that God is standing by. Hold on, yeah. When you have heartaches, don't cry. Oh no, just remember that God is standing by. Sometime when your burden is down, just remember God is standing by. Thank you, Lord. So there's no need to cry. Oh, God is standing by. To you I give all the glory. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Be not dismayed, whatever betide, God will take care of you. Hear that? Beneath His wings of love abide, God will take care of you. God will take care of you through every day, all the way. Mercy! He will take care of you. God will take care of you. No matter what may be the test, God will take care of you. Lead everyone about the Lord, and He will take care of you. Mercy! God will take care of you through every day, all the way. He will take care of you. God will take care of you. Lord of mercy. No matter what sickness it may be, yeah. No matter what problems you're going through, no matter how rough it may be, the Lord promises He will ever take care of you. So God will take care of you. Mercy! Through every day, all the way. He will take care of you. God will take care of you. Be not dismayed, whatever betide, God will take care of you. Hear that? Beneath His wings of love abide, God will take care of you. God will take care of you through every day, all the way. He will take care of you. God will take care of you. God will take care of you through every day, all the way. He will take care of you. God will take care of you. I trust in you right now, Lord of mercy. Oh, yeah, yeah. To you I give all the glory. Hey.
New Budget Supplies is back. We had a fire. We are still open. We still have the best prices in Jamaica, and yes, we have a big sale on for the month of March. Farm ply, gypsum board, lumber, trucks and studs, and white toilets from $11,999. 10% off new PVC windows, water tanks, paints, and doors. Telephone 923-4560. New budget supplies. Always.
Do it for your best life. Wait. Go check your HIV status. Wait. So keep your life trending, no pretending. Me I tell yourself do it for you, do it for you. Every time you are link with a condom, coulda husband, coulda wife, coulda be a random. Condom connect and protect your profile. Be your own fan. Do it for your best life. Do it for your best life. Do it. Don't put yourself at risk. Condom connect every time. Do it for your best life. Do it.
It's a girl Shensia with a message to you from myself and the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Shenyang, everyone say wear a mask, let the numbers drop. I don't want COVID, lay you down flat. Nose and mouth, you fi cover up that. Oh, 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 oh. Sanitize or get hospitalized. Fight the virus, then fight for your life, yeah. Nobody talk about say you no response no more. Don't be reckless, cause you test say you not have, you can still get the virus from somebody. Don't be reckless, cause you test say you not have, you can still get the virus. So keep the numbers down, protect yourself and the people you're around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart and 6 feet in the ground. Keep the numbers down, protect yourself and the people you're around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart and 6 feet in the ground. Stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive.
Ever wanted to share what you know about a crime, but were too afraid? At Crime Stop, we make it easy for you to report on crimes safely and 100% anonymously. All it takes is 4 simple steps. First, contact the tip line at 311 or visit www.crimestop.org or www.311tips.com. Then share what you know anonymously with one of our trained counselors. Any information related to criminal activity is accepted. We don't want to know your identity. We don't record calls or use star 69, and there is no way of tracing tips over the phone or online. You'll also be given a file number for your tip. Next, track the progress of your tip by calling our tip line at 311 and quoting your file number. Finally, if your tip leads to success, you will be eligible for a cash reward. Rewards will be paid out upon request through a trusted disbursement agency with verification process to ensure that your identity remains hidden. Share what you know anonymously. Contact Crime Stop today.
Jamaica.
Best decision ever.
Feel the sand between your toes and the gentle waves of the sea on your skin. Feel the warm Jamaican breeze lift your spirits and nourish your soul. Escape to exactly what makes your heart beat. You will love every moment. Jamaica, heartbeat of the world. Let's go.
Just believe right now, and they'll do it again. You may be down and feel like God are somehow forgotten. Yeah, that you are faced with circumstances so hard to get through. Right now it seems there's no way out, and you're going under. Yeah, God's proven time and time again, He'll take care of you, and He'll do it again. He'll do it again. Just take a look where you were now and where you have been. He always come through for you. He's the same now as then. So you may not know how, may not things you're going through. He knows that you're hurting. He sees and knows just how your heart has been broken in two. But he is God, God of the stars, the sand and the seas. He is the one who will take care of you, and he'll do it again. He'll do it again. Just take a look where you are now, where you have been.
Oh yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. And at this time we are going to be talking about the ganja industry. And we are going over to Westmoreland to speak with Mr. Andrew Cummins, Ras Juta. And he's an executive member of the Ganja Growers Producers Association of Jamaica. And he's with special responsibility for Westmoreland. Mr. Ras Juta, how are you doing?
Blessed, my brother. Give thanks, you know.
Yes, yes. So tell our listeners and viewers what is happening with the ganja industry over in Westmoreland? What is going on down there?
Well, on the informal setting, the ganja industry always keep on vibrant and alive, you know.
Yes.
But where the legal aspect of the medical ganja, it is like them ghost Westmoreland and not seeing Westmoreland as an intricate part of it, especially the small farmers who had put Jamaica on the map, known in Westmoreland as with the Sensimina.
Yes.
That put Jamaica, and although Jamaica was always on the map with the Cali coming from St. Anne's, but when that Sensimina started to come from out of Westmoreland, it changed the whole game, especially in Orange, from Orange Hill. It changed the whole game of the face of Jamaica where ganja is concerned, you know?
Yes, sir. So the small farmers, one of the issues, as I understand it right now, is that the small farmers have been left out of the picture. I saw where, and you must have seen this, where the Minister of Industry last week announced some changes. Have you seen that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm on Reddit where I talk about even the changes where you're talking about the fee at the CLA still.
Yes, yes.
And, you know, but one of the thing come to my concern when him said we have to be in a partner with one of the big man, with the big mans. You know them way there?
Yes.
Yeah, that is one of the main concern. And we know the big man will always be the smugglers, where we call the dealers them from long time, who always are stifle the small ganja farmers them. So we know who the big man is.
Yes.
We know who them is. They come in and them get your ganja for little and nothing, and them smuggle it a foreign, and them not give you nothing. The game now go change, so that is a great concern of us, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So therefore, Ras Juta, what I think is important right now is for the small farmers to get themselves into a position where they cannot be left out. In other words, the small farmers should start to position themselves where they can also be in a position to seek to export license too. In other words, they must put themselves in a position where they are in control.
On a theory, it sounds good and it sounds attractive, but on a practical note, where ganja is a practical industry in Jamaica. You know, and I always, you have to go to the people that need it the most, which is the small farmer who have all the technical skills.
Yes.
Practically. You see me I deal it. So no
Right.
matter who came, Mr. don't know nothing about ganja. I assume that. You see me I deal. And you're talking about virgin like I and I, we're in the ganja business from where I go school from in the 80s, 70s and 80s. We are go up in the mountain where I plant some of the best ganja. You know, and people come and buy it. We put Jamaica on the map. You know, Westmoreland ganja, that's sativa sensimina. We are just strictly buds and no seeds, you know, stinky something, you know. So it is not to say yes, small farmer to get together, but you know, without the proper training, you know, you cannot tell a man to unite when you don't communicate with him. What am I going to unite about? I always believe in unity. I always believe in communication before unity. You know them way, and is it what we are saying? Telling us to unite. What we must unite about? What the communication level between we and as to the government. Mm-hmm. There's no communication between the government and I. No communication, none. It's like them ghost us and forget about us. Totally. We are not included in nothing of this ganja industry, formal ganja industry setting up in Jamaica.
Yes. So Juta, tell me something now. All right, you said there is no communication between the small farmers and the government.
Not one communication.
But you are a member of an association, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
It is my view that association was formed to represent the ganja farmers. Am I right?
Yes, Rich.
Okay.
Yes.
So
right.
therefore, the farmers should be talking to the government through that association.
Yes, which we've been doing that from 2014, especially in the decriminalization of ganja in 2015.
Yes.
We've been doing that with the small farmers. Now, there's so much meeting that we had with the government representative, from the past government to this present government representatives that we have meeting. And when we came back and, you know, let the small farmer know this is what about to happen. And there's nothing, so we start to look like, so we either be a partner with the government and they lie to them. We become like a politician now, attack and can't deliver. You know, then them become skeptic of us. You see me, I deal it. It is nothing hidden in Jamaica where ganja and the government and the small peoples them is concerned. There's nothing that hidden. But how much we can do?
Yes, but
we have to now.
Yes, but listen, I would suggest that
yes,
you in order to get the communication going, which is very important, that you will have to strengthen. The farmers will have to strengthen the association because that is their voice, and they can't back down. They have to use their voice to send their messages, get their messages out to the government so that they can get what they want. They can get the opportunity to play their part, to use their skill that they have developed over the years how to plant ganja. You are the ones who have the skill to plant this plant, you know. So in other words, the other thing is the small traditional ganja farmer in Jamaica is the one who has bear all the burden for ganja over the years, you know. They are the ones who went to jail. They are the ones who were beaten up and all that. So if the time is now, or the time is coming when they should benefit, they have to take advantage of that. They can't make that slip away. So I would suggest that you people will have to mobilize yourselves and get your messages to the right place.
As what you said, my virgin, it all sound good, you know. When you theorize it, you know, it all sound good. But practical, we have even ganja march, and as you know that we have even a ganja fest union stepping high, one of the first ganja organization that even keep a ganja fest in Negril, before even the liberalization of ganja. You know, when them used to just keep it at them yard and have to hide from the police until when the liberalization of ganja, them have it, you know, on Negril, you know, then before even the IRV came on the scene, you know. And today, we're stepping high. And it's not to say the work not put out, but it been fight even by not being supported even by the, you know, people of authorities. You know, it's just a crazy thing, my virgin. But not to say the ganja business die out in Westmoreland, you know, because ganja still planting, ganja still selling, you know, because it is one of the main economic resource of Westmoreland away from the tourist industry. You see me, and the tourist industry taking in a lot because the youth them that working at the tourist industry, them go to the farm and them buy them herbs and then go and distribute it back to, you know, the tourists them inside here. So it is still going. It's not gonna stop. It is the government now must come on board. Meet with the people them now. That's how we can get into a farmer more than an informal that is going on. It's not gonna stop. You see me, I deal with. So
but
you know. But being an advocate.
What I'm saying, you know, yes, but you remember, you know, the governments is just recently ganja was liberalized, you know. Ganja was treated as a dangerous drug for years. No. So you can't rest, you can't rely, you can't put leave all the agitation, all the movements to the government. The government is not going to. The ganja farmers will have to put their position to the government, continue to put their position. They can't back off and wait on the government to do, because the government will move at its own pace. Now, for example, I saw a report last week coming from the hemp and ganja farmers in Westmoreland.
Yes, that I work for.
Yes, and they said they want Westmoreland for the government to grant official status to small farmers by declaring a cannabis-free zone in Westmoreland and in the parish. So, for example, movements like these. Here is, and this call was made by Delroy Johnson, chairman of
yes, man, I'm a virgin man.
All right.
I'm on my yard, you know.
All right. So therefore, this is one move where the farmers down there are saying this is what we would want, and this is how you have to push the agenda.
Even that make presentation of that, you know, make even to the member of parliament that represent Westmoreland, I think without portfolio, you know, of Western Jamaica. I remember we had a meeting and he was invited there, and even that was put towards him. And what you read in the paper, my virgin being presenting that for 4 or 5 years.
Yes.
4 or 5 years.
Right.
So it is not to say we're not going to the government. We're going to the government and show them said this can work, but them don't respect us. I respect our intelligence, which we are the one. We know about the commerce of the ganja. We know about the cultivation of the ganja, because ganja is what we use to take our out of the economic stagnation, you know, in Westmoreland. That the ganja, by the proceed of ganja, the economic values of ganja.
Hello?
Where some of our children are out there in the world now.
Yes. Yes.
Into society in a meaningful way, just as like me. I have a son who is a chemical engineer in the United States, and also have a daughter who is a RN, a registered nurse in the United States. And it's from the ganja proceed that I could help me economically like that.
Yes.
So we know about the economic aspect of the ganja, but the government thinks that we don't know. We know.
Yeah.
But them not coming to us. You have to go to the people that need them. Them not coming to us. All right, the meeting that they just have, Mr. Arvin Hill, I want them have it in a Pegasus. Ganja the plant in a Pegasus. Who them meet? Them meet farmers in a Pegasus. A Pegasus, them have the meeting. And you see none of them come down in Westmoreland or in a Negril Square, so we have a meeting. Or up at Orange Hill, or Green Hill, Sheffield, Little London, all of these areas.
Yes.
It's nonsensical. They put in the cart before the horse.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And it will never work in Jamaica.
No, it can't work that way. That is why the farmers have to press their case.
We're pressing our case. It's not that farmers are pressing their case. Farmers are getting locked up still, my brother. If you plant it, and our farmers being prosecuted just the same. We are pressing the case. Farmers don't stop pressing their case.
Yes, we have to continue.
We will never stop.
No.
Because we know that from slavery abolished, we know that they have to abolish all the prohibition from ganja. You know them way there. So we will never stop, and it can't stop. But the government now have to understand it, you know, say, get how to transition us from the informal to the formal.
Yes. So what are some of the things that the farmers down there would like to see happen?
All right. They're talking about this pilot program from when? One time we talk about AD pilot program. Then we want to see these things really, not only just talk and conceptualized by them, but we want to see implementation. There's no implementation, it's just talking. Almost 10 years of talking, I know, without implementation, man.
Mm-hmm. But remember now, the government is not going to, one of the things that you don't, and I know you know this, the government is not going to set up any farm, you know.
No, the government not going to set up farm,
right.
But at least.
Right, so let me ask you a question. So none of those investors who came in Jamaica, none of them came to Westmoreland?
My Westmoreland investor was all over in Westmoreland, my virgin, but
yes.
As you know.
What have they done?
Brother,
what have they done? Hold on.
How can they do anything with the bureaucracy of the CLA? CLA said them, no, we're not town hall meeting, you know, when Miss Cindy Lightburn was the CEO of the CLA, and she said the CLA is not a facilitator, it's an enforcer, you know. That's what she said in the meeting, you know.
Oh,
so the CLA is not there.
So you see that?
It's not there to facilitate us, it's to enforce the law, what the legislative law, what the government. So there's no friendship between the CLA and the farmers.
Okay. No, so that is a very critical point. Yeah. Because here is an industry. What must be facilitated now is that ganja must be moved to be part of as an agricultural commodity. So just like how the farmers plant corn and peas and yams and potatoes, ganja must move to the position where it is an agricultural commodity. Now, that statement from the CLA boss at that time is not to facilitate that. So, so you see.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you see the work that the farmers have to do, because the farmers will have to continue to fight in order to move all of these prejudicial feelings, you know, because as I said before, try and remember where the ganja is coming from, you know. The authorities had ganja as a dangerous drug.
Yeah, well, that must move the dangerous drug from underneath the dangerous drugs. That's where the president of the Ganja Growing Producer Association always been saying that.
Yeah.
Mr. Dickie Crawford always been saying must move away. Paul Burr been saying that.
Yes.
If it move from under the Dangerous Drugs Act.
Yes.
There are many ones within the Ganja Growing Producer Association been saying that.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about even seed banks and all them things there. We talk about IP, intellectual property rights, creator stream, and enough things we talk about, you know, we meet with the government, talk with them, you know.
Yes.
My virgin.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not to say the representative that who were the vice which is us, members of the CLA, executive member of the CLA. It is not to say we're not meeting with the government, we're meeting with the government. All of Jamaica House there with government, my virgin, in a meeting. With member of parliament.
Yes. So
from 2014, you know.
Yeah, man. I understand that.
Yes, man.
So I was trying to find out now. So what are the farmers in Westmoreland saying right now? What are they, what are their plans?
What are their plans and what their just when the whole liberalization of ganja in Westmoreland started in Jamaica, everybody feel good and say, okay, at least some pressure is off of the herbs, and was looking forward for a representative of government to come and meet with us and see how we can move forward with this medical ganja of Jamaica. Yes, ones and ones like Paul Birthday Farm Association doing their very best, meeting with government officials and doing their very best. But where does they reach today? What they reach, where they do they reach today? So it is not to say the voice is not advocating for the voiceless. Voiceless, but it's legislative. It is the legislator of this country.
Yes.
Even talk about even the sacrament law upon the ganja, is a whole different argument with the Minister of Justice and with the rights of Rasta for grow ganja. It's all corruption, my virgin.
Yes.
You know, the bourgeoisies and but that now stop our spirit, because of 100-year prohibition of ganja in Jamaica, and ganja still was planting, ganja still was selling. We were still making money to feed our family. So nothing ever stop it, and this cannot stop it neither. So all we have to do is go back to the what we were doing and what we're comfortable doing from day one. Yeah.
Yes.
You see me at the deal. So.
But you see, one of the things I'm sure that the Jamaican farmers would like is to, first of all, more freedom to produce the crop, and also to get into the sale of the crop. So for example, there is a big market, global market out there for the crop. Big global. And which can be pursued legally. So you don't have to hide. It's not something that you have to hide and do. So what I think the farmers would love, and I know that they have an interest in that, is to overcome all the obstacles so that they can produce and export the crop, the plant, to the market so that they can earn more money. And produce a legitimate crop. So they don't have to hide. They don't have to, when they're planting the herbs, they don't have to be hiding. They plant the herbs in the open, right? And reap it and reap the benefits from it. I'm certain that the ganja farmers want that to happen.
Yes, you're perfectly right, So there's a global market out there.
Yes.
Where Jamaica can't plant as much ganja that, that will not be consumed by the global market as because Jamaica is a brand.
Right.
So you see me I deal it.
Yes.
But we have to bear in mind in Jamaica it is a medical legalization in Jamaica. You have decriminalization of ganja, but it is legalization of medical.
Yeah, but the medical
ganja.
The medical market is global. The medical market is global. It's a big market. It's not a small market.
But those countries now, remember them have them food and administrative protocols, you know.
Yes.
And then now you have to grow your ganja certain way free of insecticide, free of pesticides, because you got to test rigidly, you know. Everything have to be tested. Does the farmer educated enough knowing all these measures, these guides and these protocols that they can produce the ganja that it will be accepted as medical ganja on that global medical market? So do you need education again?
Yes,
money have to invest in education. That's where we need the government.
Yes, but this is not that is not hard to overcome. Is that
yes, man, money.
It is not hard to overcome. It is not.
It's not hard to overcome. You know,
no.
But you need capital.
Yes, of course. It will take some time and money to do it, but it is something that will have to be done. It's not something you can dodge from. If you are going to reap the benefits from the plant, then you would have to just do what has to be done. In other words, that medical market that is out there globally, we must participate in that. We can't allow that we can't allow other countries to just take over that market. No, we have the goods. All we have to do is to just, for example, whatever we know, say, okay, it has to be produced under certain conditions, it has to be free of insecticide and all that. Yes, we just do that. Our farmers are quite capable of doing those things. I'm 100%.
Yes, our farmers are quite, but you have to remember, just like when you're planting yam and sending to the United States, the farmer, them know if you plant yam, But at the same time, it's only certain only certain quality yam them want in the United States or in Canada,
Yes, and we are producing those
yams. Again, so we have to, and you're talking about medical,
Yes.
Where education is very important, very vital. Even from this legalization of medical ganja in Jamaica, are there any education programs? There's no programs.
Yes.
There's no programs.
No, there's no program. Who is
CLA farms and CLA talk about price before they even talk about educate the people them how them to grow the ganja medically.
Yes.
I just money in CLA, I remember when CLA started out, them said they don't have nothing but a bank book,
Mm-hmm.
In a town hall meeting, Miss Cindy Lightburn said she them not own a bank book. And look at CLA now. When you go and looking at CLA office space where them have there now. So from the people, them trick the people and use the people to get the people money and then look for until they say them are no facilitator, them are enforcer, what the legislator give them and that one. And one of them is no friend.
No.
Them only they have to do their job.
Right.
That's a serious statement, When me used to say that, That's a serious statement.
Of course. Right? So the philosophy up there has to be changed. Right? So the whole thinking where, this is a dangerous drugs and these people who are producing it are dangerous people. That line of thinking has to go. Ganja has to be seen as a legitimate crop, a legal crop that is planted for legal purposes. Right? That is how it will have to be seen.
Yes. And you just like we have, because what you're doing at this present moment or this present hour, that platform that you are using right now, hundreds of people are listening on it right now, listening to both of us, so may I deal with.
Yeah.
And right now we are even many ones now sit down within them corner and say, John, what them things we want to hear, Jed.
Mm-hmm.
May I deal because me never ever know certain things that are going on and all them. Because people want, there's no message reaching the people, them away from what we are give to them. And the government block we have many times.
Yes.
The uproar will happen one day when the man say ganja imported from Canada to the Jamaica Virgin.
Look at that.
The hurt, the heartache and pain that man, Jed.
Yes.
And man shake them head.
Look at that.
Them way there?
Yeah.
And now who again bring it in? And then now, Mr. Harvey Hill, we don't know if he know about ganja still. He must say a strain where they're in Jamaica. How him know that? How him know that those strains are not in Jamaica?
So you see that those are evidence. I mean that is a clear indication of the battle that the ganja farmers will have to fight. Because
All right.
because you see what that importation there, you know where that is leading. That is showing us. So how we can be left out of the global market. That is what they are trying to do, because they are going to import ganja into a place like Jamaica, right? No, that should never happen. We must be exporting ganja.
I will tie to it, politicians.
Okay.
So, as we said, all right. Remember one time we have a meeting. A DJPAJ did have a meeting with Mr. Ardley Shaw. And Mr. Ardley Shaw in that meeting was talking about when he went to Canada. And the ganja them that him go and visit on the farms and the smell of the ganja and all them things there. It's a good thing that them give me my 2 ounces where we say them can go and carry. And it's a good thing that I did carry a jar with me. About 3 different strains. With the different terpenes and flavor. Yeah. And when me pack out my say and say, but Mr. Shaw, we are grow them ganja with the same, with the terpenes, Miss Honey And when me honey meat and he smell things, say, yes. It smell nice, them way there.
Yes.
Because I smell the terpenes, the different terpenes in the ganja.
Yeah.
But him not come and meet with us in company ganja farm in Westmoreland, but yet him take a plane, go we at Canada.
Yeah.
And he never drive come down in an orange jail, so me go up on some man farm down there. You have a bridge on a Blue Hole, a place called Blue Hole, it grows some nice herb too. You see me I did, I think it underneath maybe the sacrament or recreation, whatsoever, like him have. Grow some nice herb, nice herb, my virgin. A Blue Hole there.
Yeah.
From Brighton here there. You see me I deal with. Him never could Mr. Arby really never come down there and see the different strains. To come test it for the one where him say my send from Canada. Or when him say come in a Jamaica from Canada. And say in a Jamaica. How him know that?
Well, sir, you see you are you are experienced enough and you to see what has to be done, because the situation is not an easy one. Because first of all, you heard what the CLA boss, the former boss said, that okay, listen, we are not facilitators, we are enforcers.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, that's what she's saying at the meeting.
Right. Then in addition to that, so you must remember, don't make this one escape you either. That we are coming from an environment where ganja was treated as a dangerous drugs.
And still is treated as it.
Yes. So therefore the authorities, try and remember this, the authorities, that is the mindset that they have, Now, and what the farm, we are in an environment now where we want to move away from that, where the drug must be treated as a legitimate commodity that can be used to export. We can export it. There's a market for it, and so therefore the word dangerous drugs, it cannot be treated as a dangerous drugs, and the thinking towards it have to be changed from one of a dangerous drugs. It is not. So it's. Yes, go ahead.
But as you said that the farmer boss, she wasn't a facilitator, she's an enforcer. But where this present boss do and the minister, they import ganja from Canada. So what changed within the CLA?
Oh well, it's just to show you, sir. It just show you the mountain that is left. The journey that is left to be completed. It is not easy.
One said,
right?
She's not a facilitator and this bar import, give the okay, the green light to import it because we don't have that strain. Which is signed by the endorsed by the minister who came on public said we don't have this strain, and how him know that?
And one of the ways that can be used to fight this battle is organization. One man can't do it. So the farmers in Westmoreland have to come together as one body. The farmers in Jamaica, right? Westmoreland, St. Anne, St. Mary, wherever they have to come together as one body with the same objective. The objective is to move all the barriers from that is preventing the right cultivation, the right, everything that is right about getting this product to a number one, right up there, number one export crop. Right? That is one of the surest way. The farmers have to organize themselves. They can't fight it alone. When they talk to the government, it must be one ganja farmers association talking. That represent all the farmers, like the Jamaica Agricultural Society. So when the association speak, it is speaking on behalf of all farmers. And
that is where GGP. Yeah, go ahead.
And all the farmers must play their part to ensure that the organization is as strong and vibrant as ever.
Yes, that is where the GGPAJ come in, as what you're talking about. But the reality, again, my virgin, yes, farmers' organization take time and effort to, I remember the economic challenges that facing the farmers down here. Again, it's a main deal because a man plant the herbs, he must still have to go look food for him kids, them, so he have to hustle up on the street, he have to do some labor work and all them things there.
Yes.
So it take a lot of time, it take a lot, plus the ganja itself, growing the ganja is a time-consuming thing. You see me a deal.
Yes.
And plus it's an informal thing you have to do, so you have to watch out for the police and all them things there, or the informer for inform upon you. Right. So it is a lot. It take up a lot. It's a lot of pressure on. You see me a deal.
But you want to move to the stage, Mr. Cummins. You want to move to the stage where when the farmers are planting the ganja, is that they don't have to hide from police because they have the right, they have the authority to plant the ganja. That is where the farmers have to move to,
All right. So
they can't remain plant in a mode where they are planting and hiding, That can't work.
Yeah, it definitely cannot work, and it's not supposed to be at this time in Jamaica. You have a place in California named Humble County, but that classified is like a community like Orange Hill. It is a part of the culture where they grow the ganja, and them man they have them liberty of growing the ganja a certain way, with the government without being interfered by the governments and all them things, and then contribute to the economic and to the taxation of that community. You see me I deal with Humboldt County, California. It's been for a long time too. Because when I was in California, I shot up there. Used to have a place called Reggae upon the river up there. And it's one of the most freest places in United States. Humboldt County.
Yeah.
Up there we used to go and see those nice ganja back in the days. But to get it out from out there, it was a challenge at all times too.
Yes.
So. But a better job have to be done on the part of the government. It is not to say the people crying out, my virgin, crying out to the government, but no one. There's no one virgins. Like as Musa Baruka said, us when us become them forget us.
Yes.
So when our youth become representatives of Jamaica. Within yourself, representing people, representing oneself and his family, and in colleagues, them corrupted colleagues, and that I reach at all times,
Mm-hmm.
All times that I reach us, when us become them, them forget us, Musta Baruka That's a nice statement, you know.
So what else happening in Westmoreland apart from the problems faced with by the ganja farmers? Give me an idea of what else is happening in Westmoreland. I've been hearing a lot of bad crime news down there. What is happening?
Yes, man, but hear me now. You can look at the reaction, you know. What was the action? All right. As a youth growing up in Westmoreland in the 70s, you know, Westmoreland never have crime, you know.
No, sir.
Crime not even heard of in Westmoreland. You know.
I know that.
And at them time, and you know why the reason why? It was the ganja. You don't even have the hotel them down there. You don't have a place, only Trios Club and few little place where people own it. Family own, black family of Jamaica own it. And National of Jamaica own them places down there. But when the man them see it, them need that labor force to come build up them Negro build up all of these hotels. You know what they did, my virgin? Them start to eradicate the ganja. That was one of the main reasons, you know. And when them eradicate the ganja, because a man have all 6 pitney, and him wife, and him woman, and him baby mother. And some youth never have any. And him, you know, him dead and leave school. And before him leave school, him a go up in the mountain, and in the backyard, him a plant some herbs. And when him reap him herbs selling up. And he make a little money and buy a little house. You know them way there. And he can take care of the family. And it's not only ganja alone. Them used to plant food. No food. Because as a youth, we used to go with my virgin them up in the mountain. No food. And the purpose where we go there for is not to plant ganja. Because we not even know much about ganja them time there. And the food that the man them cook up there. At the daytime, I seen at the holiday time. We go up there and jump from rock to rock up in the mountain. So it's in the eradication of ganja started in the 80s. All of them things there, the man them still are trying now. But when the helicopter start to come down now and start to spray the field and burn the field, that affect even the spraying even affect the coconut, kill out a big swat of the coconut in Jamaica. A large, you talk, we went call it something like that yellow in there, used to tell me, say, the coconut tree there still because of as a spray with the American, with the government of Jamaica, whatsoever United States federal government to override the government of Jamaica, we don't have to comply to it and start to destroy the ganja. And when them destroy the ganja now, the man them come on the street now have nothing. A man with 6 pitney, you know. I'm going to be a labourer down a Negril. Them 6 pitney leave at home, you know. And I know proper supervision, you know. Food now come when you go as a labourer, what money you can make so to come take care of 6 pitney. The money you go at hills for 6 months back in them days there. You tell a shopkeeper say, you know, me just want you give me people them food. And every 6 months you come back, you pay the shopkeeper every cent for your owe him, you know. But you go down and nigger now, so them 6 youth they now come up. What them have to do? So you think called scamming. So you can't knock a man to be ambitious, you know. A man have to survive. So the thing called scamming, so them create scamming. You know, by destroying the people, them economically, destroying the people, them livelihood. There was no crime in Westmoreland. I'm at Western Jamaica now.
So hold on now. The scamming, yes, I understand that. The scamming replaced the ganja. Then,
yes, and what brings
what is behind the growth of murders in Westmoreland? Westmoreland is a place where, I mean, you had 1 and 2 little domestic killings, but no, not what is going on now. What is behind so many murders? The scamming?
All right. Yeah, the scamming and the envious of Virgin and money now share right, and you have a thing called lead paper. A man may give you a customer, and then you know share the money proceed right. Say no, and then the youth them start to buy gun now, and that gun now because as a man make a money out of the scamming, the first thing he buy is a gun, you know. Out of ganja, when a man make the first money out of ganja, and then go buy a house, you know, and then go buy a bike, you know, them portable board house.
Yes.
Back them days there, where you just put it on a mule and cart, or you put it on a tractor, a farmal cart, and you go put it down on a piece of land, because you know in Westmoreland there are a lot of land space, and you go put it down and then buy him little bike. But scamming now, the youth them now they make a money and go buy a gun, and they make a next money and buy a nice ride.
But so why they need a gun to push this scamming?
you know, hear me. Remember, the youth them open up globally, you know, and influence the United States of the gangster business and the rap business and the gangster business and gun, you know. So it become a lifestyle. And you know, when gun around, as much gun around, just like we in a South Los Angeles, back in them days and Inglewood and them thing that when them the drugs and the gun come in, you see the killing them started.
Yes.
You see me I did it. And enough I want to show you the big man initially where we talk about first. Them now used to take the ganja now and go a different South America. And them now when them bring in, because them live up in the hills, you know, when them bring in when they go sell the ganja and then go swap the ganja for gun and then bring in and sell it back to the youth them because they don't care for them family and I heard from it, you know.
Yes.
So the youth them don't have access now how to get gun. And the youth them have the money and them have the ride to go far and wide in Jamaica. But we have to say is the destroy of the livelihood of ganja in Jamaica. Because remember, man also grow them ganja and sell them ganja and send them picnic to university and college in Kingston or even United States or England or Canada.
Yes.
So them youth they came up now where the father could never give the youth them that opportunity because ganja destroyed completely. So the youth them come up now and it's a totally different thing. Same youth. So it's not really the youth them want to do it, you know, what the government give to them. And then now you have the place where they call it, the call center them, where them get the information from. For them have them girls work inside there, and them have Virgin or whatsoever, and they smuggle out the number and all of them things there. You sell a man a paper, man, or give a man to boy, the boy bingo, couple millions, and not give me nothing, and Virgin, I say, I saw it go. I could go take him down. I will go rob where him have.
Okay.
But sometimes a man kill a man in Westmoreland, and if he even the money where him have, you know. Him kill him for that paper, you know, that number where him have, you know, so the man have a client, they call him a client. Them have a client. Where a client, that man, they are being got millions off. So he just want a number there. So he just want a client there.
So him kill him in order to get the number?
Yes, man, kill him to get the number, man.
Wow.
A big business, man. Wow. You see the ride them down where the youth them have, man. And then again, the alcohol rise again. Drinking of the alcohol again in Jamaica, the mixed liquor again.
Yeah.
So the youth them have no thinking ability. They no care. Them tell them, I'm not sober. We don't want sober.
I'm drunk.
You know? Every day, man. I'm braffing or flossing, whatsoever they may call it.
Yes. Whoa.
But the facts remain is because of the eradication of the ganja, then destroy that livelihood. Yes. So the father now have left them pitney, they can't take care of the pitney them good again for go down a Negril. They go work as common laborer, as a laborer upon the Negril site.
It is terrible.
And then now some of them become now hustlers down a Negril. You see me a deal, some become now, some of the man them now not up and become renter trade. Yes, they used to hear about the renter trade, have to sell themselves to white woman and all them things, they make money.
Yes. Boy, it is terrible.
The hotel employ the youth them, so the youth them not in the community. Back in the days, youth them used in the community to plant the food and plant the ganja. So now food now grew again.
Yeah.
And when them get the money goes straight to them account. And then when them go in the account and dry it, now then go straight to the China man. So now money in the community to them again. Away from the scamming money.
Yeah. Well, Ras Juta, I want to thank you very much for your contribution.
Yeah, man, give thanks, my brother.
I want you to know that we are going to talk again. And listen,
yes, my brother.
Organize your brethren them down there, so that
I will, man.
So that no, right. I want to talk to some more of them. So when I organize some more people, and then next week or Friday, we can talk again. Because listen, this platform. Rebel Radio want to assist in getting the ganja industry on the right pathway. Because
we need
as we know, this is a traditional crop. This is not a new crop. This is a crop that has done good for many Jamaicans. And
I can speak of myself, yeah.
And And therefore, we have to do whatever we do, whatever is possible, to make the farmers reap the benefit. Thank you very much, Ras Juta.
Yeah. So it's a Friday or next week, you say?
Yes. So just organize. I will talk to you. And you just organize two more your brethren and we just talk about this and get
me bringing a brethren in.
Yeah, let us talk about what they are, get their views on what is happening, okay?
Yeah, man, if you want to create a platform, you have a nice platform that you can use. Every man have his own views, you know.
All right.
I speak on my accounts of what my experience is. The next virgin of them experience, so it will be more colorful, you know.
Okay, sir.
Yes, man. Okay, Rasta, we born, sir, you know.
Take care. Take care of yourself.
Yeah.
All right, Rasta. Yeah. That was Ras Juta, man. You know, we're talking about the ganja industry. Yes. Coming up next is food security. Let's take a break.
And the rebel in you can touch a rebel in me. And the rebels we be is gonna set us free.
I believe it. Nobody can beat new budget to red.
Jamaica.
Best decision ever.
Feel the sand between your toes and the gentle waves of the sea on your skin. Feel the warm Jamaican breeze lift your spirits and nourish your soul. Escape to exactly what makes your heart beat. You will love every moment. Jamaica, heartbeat of the world. Let's go.
You better believe it. Yes, nobody can beat new budget to
Yes. New budget supplies is back. We had a fire. We are still open. We still have the best prices in Jamaica, and yes, we have a big sale on for the month of March. Farm ply, gypsum board, lumber, trucks and studs, and white toilets from $11,999. 10% off new PVC windows, water tanks, paints, and doors. Telephone 923-4560. New budget supplies. New budget supplies is back. We had a fire. We are still open. We still have the best prices in Jamaica, and yes, we have a big sale on for the month of March. Farm ply, gypsum board, lumber, trucks and studs, and white toilets from $11,999. 10% off new PVC windows, water tanks, paints, and doors. Telephone 923-4560. New budget supplies. New budget supplies is back. We had a fire. We are still open. We still have the best prices in Jamaica, and yes, we have a big sale on for the month of March. Farm ply, gypsum board, lumber, trucks and studs, and white toilets from $11,999. 10% off new PVC windows, water tanks, paints, and doors. Telephone 923-4560. New budget supplies. Always the best prices.
Jamaica.
Best decision ever.
Feel the sand between your toes and the gentle waves of the sea on your skin. Feel the warm Jamaican breeze lift your spirits and nourish your soul. Escape to exactly what makes your heart beat. You will love every moment. Jamaica, heartbeat of the world. Let's go.
It's a message, Lord. I've got to say to you, I'm so tired of living a humble and country life. When you were attracted to the bright city lights, you had a lot of money to spend on pretty girls and lovely things, just living it up as if you your servant. So I will arise and go to my Lord. There was a time when you realized that you went wrong, when you found out how material things have gone. You've been living like a rolling stone, no more will you roam. For there's a welcome for the prodigal son back home. I will arise and go to my Father. I will arise and go to my Lord. Though I'm not worthy to be your son, but I could still be your servant. I will arise and go to my Lord. When the son I chose to take that journey home, he didn't know his father would have compassion on his soul. He hugged and kissed his son so bold and dressed him in fancy clothes. He put ring on his fingers and shoes on his feet to stroll. I will rise and go to my Father. I will rise and go to my Lord. Though I'm not worthy to be your son, but I could still be your servant. I will arise and go to my Lord. I will arise and go to my Father. I will arise and go to my Lord. Though I'm not worthy to be your son, but I could still be your servant. I will arise and go to my Lord. I will arise and go to my Father. I will arise Where do I go? Tell me now. Leaving below in this old sinful world, only a comfort I can't afford. Striving alone to face temptation so. Where do I go but to my Lord? Where do I go? Where do I go? Seeking a refuge for my soul. Needing a friend to save me in the head. Father God. Well, Lord, your love has made me stronger, and for that, I'm all yours. Well, Lord of mercy. Oh, yeah. Oh God, I'll never find the words, the Lord, to tell you how I feel. Dear God, mere words could not explain. Yeah, gracious Lord, you held my life within your hands, created everything I had, taught me how to live again. Only you care when I needed a friend, making my promise. Oh, this song is for you, filled with gratitude and love. Oh Lord, I thank you. You make me feel brand new. For blessing me, I adore you. Almighty God, I love you. I sing this song for you. Father God, I adore you. Yeah. My Lord, whenever I was insecure, you build me up and made me sure. You gave my sense of pride back to me. Only you care when I needed a friend, making my promise. Oh, this song is for you, filled with gratitude and love. I thank you. You make me feel brand new. For blessing me, I adore you. Almighty God, I love you. I sing this song for you. You make me feel brand new. For blessing me, I love you. Yeah, I really love you. I sing this song for you. Oh yeah.
Ever wanted to share what you know about a crime but were too afraid? At Crime Stop, we make it easy for you to report on crimes safely and 100% anonymously. All it takes is 4 simple steps. First, contact the tip line at 311 or visit www.crimestop.org or www.311tips.com. Then share what you know anonymously with one of our trained counselors. Any information related to criminal activity is accepted. We don't want to know your identity. We don't record calls or use star 69, and there is no way of tracing tips over the phone or online. You'll also be given a file number for your tip. Next, Track the progress of your tip by calling our tip line at 311 and quoting your file number. Finally, if your tip leads to success, you will be eligible for a cash reward. Rewards will be paid out upon request through a trusted disbursement agency with verification process to ensure that your identity remains hidden. Share what you know anonymously. Contact Crime Cell today.
Oh, yes. Yes, I'm getting a lot of noise. Are you there, gentlemen? Mr. Denver Thorpe and Mr. Donald Robinson, both JAS. Mr. Thorpe is the regional manager for and in charge of Western Jamaica, and Mr. Robinson from St. Ann. Gentlemen, are you hearing me? Hello? 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 I'm not hearing them. Well, let us take a break and try and sort out. Mr. Thorpe, are you there? Mr. Robinson? Hello? Yes, we are trying to make connection. Mr. Thorpe, are you there now? Hello, Mr. Thorpe.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, you are hearing me? Mr. Thorpe?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
Okay, okay. That sound, I don't know where that sound must be coming. Mr. Robinson. No, I don't know. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Mr. Robinson. Who is this, Mr. Thorpe?
Yes, this is Mr. Thorpe. I'm not hearing you, Mr. Robinson at all.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I'm here.
No,
I'm here.
You had a lot of noise in your background, man. Gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to Rebel Radio.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes. So, Mr. Robinson, let me just start with you. You are having a show this Friday. Hello, Mr. Robinson. And we're not getting through to Mr. Robinson at all. Mr. Thorpe.
You're not here. You're not.
Mr. Robinson, you're not. Your background is interfering with the discussion, man. Mr. Thorpe.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Now, talking to the farmers around Jamaica, there are lots of issues. Kindly tell us what is happening from your end in Westmoreland.
Well, when I speak, I don't speak for Westmoreland. When I speak for the region.
Yeah, the farmers in Western Jamaica then.
Right. So the general concern really is really about the state of agriculture and where they would want to see it.
Right.
Relates to lack of access to capital, lack of access to land. But in general, one of the major challenges that the farmers face is really marketing of their produce when it's ready.
Okay.
Yeah. But what has happened over a period of time, a number of farmers have gotten on to a number of programs that have been run by RADA via the Ministry of Agriculture as well as through the Jamaica Agricultural Society.
Yes.
Where they are able to meet some of those demands.
Mm-hmm.
So if you notice, we have been having the agricultural shows right across the island.
Yes, I observed that.
What we have done is that we have invited all these various stakeholders to come and be a part of those shows. And even though on the day you might not see some of these things, but we have working seminars and workshops taking place at these shows.
Yes, sir.
So, for example, in terms of access to capital, financing for farmers, we have engaged the Development Bank of Jamaica through their new product, which is an agribusiness loan, where we are encouraging the farmers to partake of that. That facility provides a farmer up to $30 million in terms of access to finances. Of course, there are certain regulations in which we as the technocrats do help to assist them to ensure that they are fit and proper to access these loans.
Yes.
In other cases, there are some PIP projects
Mr. Thorpe seems to have lost him. Lost him there.
I'm wondering if you're hearing me now.
Yes, you go ahead, Mr. Robinson. I'm hearing you now. What tell us about the show?
All right, well. All right, let me say thanks for offering me the opportunity to highlight our show that will be held on Friday of this week, the 28th, at the Old Kaiser Field in Discovery Bay.
Yes.
Right? And so far things has been going extremely well. We have booked places for at least 70 different stakeholders. And I'm really looking for extremely productive, profitable, and a day when our farmers will be able to link with all our stakeholders, both from the ministry side, our input suppliers, NGOs, because where farming is going on, we really have to create as much linkages and partnership as we possibly can.
Okay. So you'll be having participants from across the parish.
Yes, from across the parish and outside of the parish.
Yes.
We will be getting individuals in as far as Hanover.
Mm-hmm.
And of course our
yes, go ahead.
Our ministry, our ministry agencies and divisions, and I think about 10 of them will be participating in this show.
Yes. So you, based on where you are, Mr. Robbins, you are anticipating as a very successful show.
A very successful, very successful show. I've dubbed it. It will be bigger and better. It will be the biggest show that we have had of the 9 shows that we have had so far.
Yes.
The show is really geared towards our youth to really attract youths to agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
And you would ask how that will be done. A number of agencies to include and some of our colleges to include CASE will be showcasing a number of new techniques and technology to make the whole sector more sexy. Right?
Yes.
Really want to show the youths that agriculture is not where it was 20 or 30 years ago, where people would look at agriculture as a person going on the road every morning, going to his bush with a cutlass and a hoe and a fork, riding a donkey with a 3-foot fork with a three teeth.
Yes.
We want to show them that agriculture can be a clean profession, a sexy profession, using all the modern techniques that are available elsewhere and is also available in Jamaica.
Yes. Well, just hold on a moment. Let us see if we have Mr. Tarp. Mr. Tarp, are you with us? Mr. Tarp? Mr. Tarp? Look as if he is not with us at all. Yeah, well, go ahead, Mr. Robinson. We'll try and link him again.
Yeah, so it's really to really bring our youths into agriculture.
Yes.
And I have journeyed over to CASE sometime last week to really have the students of CASE, right, and the teachers and everybody attend the show and to show the show goers, especially our youths, the technologies that will be used tomorrow in terms of agriculture.
Yes, I see. So and then apart from the show, sir, you can tell us some more. Tell us what is happening with the farmers in St. Anne. I remember last week the last time we spoke, you raised I know the weather, the drought conditions.
Yes.
And you spoke about the problems faced by farmers in accessing like equipment. And the cost of agricultural inputs. No.
All right. Well, few of those has been eased in some way. First, I'll speak about the weather. We have been getting, moderate to light showers in most of our production belts. And farmers who had lands prepared and waiting on the change of weather in terms of getting some rainfall. That has been happening. So a number of farmers are now out showing seed and seedlings to satisfy their different market demands.
Yes.
I also want to say the one of the challenge we had in the parish here was the tractor service, where farmers had challenges having their lands prepared. And Centon has been blessed in that one of the new tractor that was purchased by the ministry recently was handed over to the parish and will be hitting the fields very, very soon. So that will not eliminate all the challenges that the farmers are facing with land preparation, but that will ease it a bit.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
And
the price for most produce are still on the high side because we have not fully recovered from the effects of the drought. But I see within the next 2 months between May and June, chances are we should be back to normal, and we hope that we'll have a summer that will not be as dry as previous summers, and the type of production we have will hold out for the summer into the autumn and winter planting season.
Yes. Okay. And what about did you address the problem that they're having with machinery? How is that going?
Yeah. Well, I spoke about the tractor just now.
Yes.
That the Centon Parish Office of RADA, right, was blessed with a brand new tractor recently, and that to some extent to ease the burden that the farmers have having with their land preparation.
Yes. Okay. So that you have received some assistance there, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And I must also know that there are some private tractor operators who's assisting in the process. I really want to lift our hats to those private operators who are helping the farmers in their land activities.
Okay, yes. As it relates to the cost of inputs, how is that going? How is that going?
Well, we know that the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic has caused a number of inputs to increase, the shipping costs and all of that.
Yes.
But I think if the farmers through training, through the use of technology, can increase their productivity, that will help to offset some of the input costs.
Yes.
It bears on us both from the J side and from the other side, working closely with all our partners, our research center that borders to continue our training operations with the farmers, so that half acre land, can increase their production by 50 or even 100%.
Yes.
My taking it on this always is that what we really need is not to increase our production by planting more acreages. That will be good. But firstly, we need to maximize the output in terms of our productivity from our present holdings.
Okay.
Right? So it's not to aim at planting 10 or 20 additional acres, which is good. But firstly is to increase your production on that half acre land that you are now on.
Okay.
And that goes for all the crops that we are now planting. And even livestock too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, all right then, Mr. Robinson. We'll do what...
And let me just use the opportunity to thank our farmers who even under extreme circumstances has been putting food on our table.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
Farming is a really hard enterprise. I really have to lift our hats to the farmers who continue to be in this business.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
And I really want to say thanks to the team from RADA who's helping us to put on the show, and also to all our stakeholders, our sponsors.
Yes.
Too many to name.
Okay.
And I really want to say thanks to you also.
Yes.
For allowing me to speak for a few minutes.
Yes.
And our upcoming show.
Well,
right? And I think, as I said before, if it is possible, I would invite you to pass through on Friday.
Yes, I unfortunately I don't think I'll be able to attend because I'll be on air on Friday. So, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you a call. I'm going to give you expect a call from that you can give us a briefing on what is happening, right?
I certainly will.
I will call. I will call.
And even so, to what I might be able to do too is to have one or two of our partners really to give you a feedback from the grounds.
We'll do that.
To tell you how they see it,
Certainly. Arrange that and we will talk on Friday.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Right.
All right, thank you. Well, have a good evening now.
Yes, sir. That is Mr. Donald Robinson he's the JS parish manager, and this is food security. Let us take a break. We'll be back shortly.
With a message to you from myself and the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Shen Yangs, everyone say wear a mask where the numbers drop. I don't want COVID, lay you down flat. Nose and mouth you fi cover up that. Sanitize or get hospitalized. Fight the virus, then fight for your life, yeah. Nobody talk about say you no response no more. Don't be reckless. Kaya test so you're not happy, you can still get the virus from somebody. Don't be reckless, kaya test so you're not happy, you can still get the virus. So keep the numbers down, protect yourself and the people around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart and 6 feet in the ground. Keep the numbers down, protect yourself and the people around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart and 6 feet in the ground. Stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive.
Budget Supplies is back. We had a fire. We are still open. We still have the best prices in Jamaica, and yes, we have a big sale on for the month of March. Farm ply, gypsum board, lumber, trucks and studs, and white toilets from $11,999. 10% off new PVC windows, water tanks, paints and doors. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Jamaica.
Best decision ever.
Feel the sand between your toes and the gentle waves of the sea on your skin. Feel the warm Jamaican breeze lift your spirits and nourish your soul. Escape to exactly what makes your heart beat. You will love every moment. Jamaica, heartbeat of the world. Let's go.
Ever wanted to share what you know about a crime, but were too afraid? At Crime Stop, we make it easy for you to report on crimes safely and 100% anonymously. All it takes is 4 simple steps. First, contact the tip line at 311 or visit www.crimestop.org or www.311tips.com. Then share what you know anonymously with one of our trained counselors. Any information related to criminal activity is accepted. We don't want to know your identity. We don't record calls or use star 69. And there is no way of tracing tips over the phone or online. You'll also be given a file number for your tip. Next, track the progress of your tip by calling our tip line at 311 and quoting your file number. Finally, if your tip leads to success, you will be eligible for a cash reward. Rewards will be paid out upon request through a trusted disbursement agency with verification process to ensure that your identity remains hidden. Share what you know anonymously. Contact Crime Stop today.
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. And we're going over to Westmoreland now to talk to the regional JAS manager, Mr. Thorpe, Mr. Denver Thorpe. Mr. Thorpe?
Yes, good afternoon again.
Yes, sir. So you were explaining the different facilities where farmers can access funding.
Right, so as I was explaining to you before that I've been having a series of agricultural shows in order to bring all the stakeholders together.
Yes.
In order to bring the farmers and the stakeholders in one location so that they can be very much informed of what is taking place within the agricultural sector as they hope to address their issues and challenges that they face on a day-to-day basis.
What like shows like like the one that Mr. Robinson is having in Sainton on Friday, that event.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So that show I think is now in its 9th year.
Right.
It's been so this is where those farmers from those parishes, close by parishes and Sainton, will be assembling in order to meet with their stakeholders and showcasing all of their products that they also have as well.
Okay, that's good. So, how are farmers, based on where you are, the information at your disposal, are farmers having it? Are they getting through accessing loans?
One of the things, that we have realized is that some of the information, even though it might be out there in radio or on television, we have to ensure that we bring it to the feet of the farmers.
Yes.
Because some of the times the farmer is more interested in production and they speak to their local offices, rather office, JS office, in order to garner that information. So by extension, I know you'd have been fully aware of the Sainton show, but there's also one that's going to be taking place in Hanover on the 26th day of May 2003.
Yes.
At the Jockey Factory. I think it's now called Biopiece.
Mm-hmm.
But the factory that used to make the jockey garments.
Yes.
That's where it's going to be in Lucy. So we are going to all the proliferation of the stakeholders will be available on that day. And also on the 28th of May at the Manning School in Savlamar, we'll be having the Westmoreland Agricultural Show as well.
All right.
We'll be also allowing the farmers to meet and greet with their stakeholders and show their produce and meet with the general population as well.
Okay. Early on, you
go ahead. Sorry.
Early on, you mentioned the issue with land, that farmers are having issues getting land in which parish? Westmoreland or Trelawney?
Westmoreland predominantly, but generally all over.
Yes.
But what we are trying to do is create some kind of solution with the decline in sugarcane production. A lot of the sugar lands are now out of production.
Yes.
In Westmoreland, most of it is occupied by Pan Caribbean Sugar Company, which has taken over operation of the Film Sugar Factory.
Yes.
And also some of the lands that have been leased. So even at our recent launch, we were having discussions with some stakeholders, and one of the solutions that we want to have at this year's show is to have the representatives from the SCJ holding to be present at the show so that farmers can interact with them and they can share with the farmers what is the process they have to go through in terms of acquiring some of these lands, whether via lease or some kind of legal arrangement so that they can get into some production.
Okay, yes. And what about equipment? You know, for example, last week I was talking to some farmers and they had problems accessing tractors. That
has always been a serious problem in agriculture in Jamaica.
Yes.
Most of you see, sugar cane used to deal with sugar, but it also used to have the tractors accompanied with it. You know. So the farmers now that didn't do sugar cane would have access to those tractors within those areas.
Yes.
So, as funny as it might be, the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, does have a tractor tillage service in the parish of Westmoreland. Westmoreland also do, JS also do tractor service as well, where the farmers can come to the local offices and make their arrangement and get the land preparation done.
Yes.
However, one of the major complaints that we get from the small farmers is that the cost of land preparation is expensive, whether by manual labor or via tractor operation. So I think one of the things that I think the ministry did through RADA was provide a subsidy where there is a grant given to farmers where they can offset some of the expenditure for tractor tillage through RADA.
Okay.
So
okay.
That has been one good solution to the problem that we have been having as it relates to land preparation.
Yes.
But generally speaking, there needs to be much more implements that goes with it, not just plowing, but you know, some rotovating, making a primary tillage a much more easier operation. We also have to look at some amount of precision agriculture and mechanization, because when you travel the world and you look at how crops are planted, it's not just the farmer doing it. Again, it is boiled down to the use of some high-tech equipment.
Yes.
So, which is used globally in the first world countries to make agriculture more less labor intensive, if you understand what I mean.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you
have to look at.
Yes.
Both government and private sector, because if it's there is a service and it can be offered, I know farmers will pay for it.
Right. That's good. Now, another call, another cry that I hear from farmers is the whole issue of pre-dar lasting. Are your farmers feeling the hands of thieves down there?
It is a widespread problem, and it is right across the length and breadth of Jamaica. This region is no exception. In fact, I had a farmer who lost 20 goats just 2 weeks ago.
Yes, yes.
Yes, so it is rampant, and despite that, the farmers continue to come out and do an excellent display in terms of the work that they have been doing in livestock. We saw that at the Montpellier Agriculture Show recently. So, as an organization and as a country, we have to come up with a desirable approach in addressing this issue, because it's not only a farmer problem, it is a country problem that has to be dealt with.
Yes, sir. Yes, that is very unfortunate. And how are your farmers coping with the drought?
Well, we are now getting some rains.
Oh, that's nice.
Fortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in the last couple of months, we were experiencing the full blunt of the drought. Again, there are some programs which have been administered through RADA, another entity for black tanks and drip irrigation system. But it needs a lot more if we are going to reach the length and breadth of the island. So getting all our water resources and putting them into the right hands and ensuring that we can fully irrigate the farmlands. Because it is all well and good to say that we are going to provide them with land. But if you're not providing them with the basic infrastructure to make production feasible, then you're really putting them behind the 8 bar. So there are some lands out there that needs to be reclaimed to make them suitable for agricultural production, and they need to be the correct irrigation infrastructure put in place to facilitate growth and development of both crops and animals.
Yes, yeah. I see. Mr. Thorpe, you know, one of the issues we face as a country is the amount of money that we spend annually to import food. You know, we spending over $1 billion to import food annually. Now, I would imagine what is the from your perspective, what is being discussed, or is there any discussion as to how the farmers can produce more so that we can reduce spending on some of the food items which we can produce?
Well, I don't think we have a challenge in terms of producing, as is evident with the onion that was produced in St. Thomas and is being produced elsewhere. We have that capacity to produce.
Yes.
But we have a system which is somewhat truncated. You have purveyors who have their independent storage. I'm not seeing where from the government side or from our organization side where that is done. So there is need to improve on the whole value chain of the production of some agricultural produce that we do in order to make it readily available to the consumer when the consumer needs it. Government on the other hand also have to now implement, I think personally, assess on those items that we find ourselves importing largely and use that same access to pump it back into local production if we are about to meet the demands that are out there.
Yes.
Because one, you have to fund it, and two, you have to produce it. So the CES will provide the funding, right? And we have, as you can see, we have the technical knowledge and know-how in order to get the production there.
So you are suggesting assess on agricultural imports?
Correct. Just like how we have it on milk.
Yes.
We should spread it out across the board and the other products that are there, and then use that to assist with the funding and the development of the sector.
Yes.
Because the money must come from somewhere.
Yes, sir. Yes, I understand that. Yes. And then you spoke about earlier on, you spoke about marketing. But it is my understanding that the hotels are purchasing goods, food from the farmers. What about you are in Western Jamaica and that you are closer to a lot of major hotels? What is the situation with farmers selling their goods to the hotels?
Based on my knowledge, there are some farmers selling to small hotels, or in some one-off case might be selling to big hotels, but the hotel industry really prefers to deal with one main entity in order where they can get all their stuff.
Yes.
So that brings into play the purveyor, or in other words, we call them the middlemen.
Yes.
Who becomes that gap between the farmer and the hotel. Sometimes it's great for the purveyor, sometimes it is bad for the farmer. right?
Explain
because
that.
Of the system, because the system that exists. Sometimes the goods are produced at a high cost, but have to be sold at a cheap price because the availability of the product in terms of the whole supply and demand. And also, when the goods, in the flip side, you will find that the produce is not readily available, but the purveyors need it to supply to the hotels, so they have to pay a higher price for it.
Okay.
So there has to be an equilibrium created in order to ensure that the farmer is happy, the hotel is happy, and the consumer is also happy.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to accomplish that, we have to put in a proper production and marketing and distribution system that is able to store items when they are in large supply, that is able to ensure that supplies are not depleted, right, through our information technology system, applying some smart agriculture kind of application in order to fulfill the gaps in our marketing system.
Yes, yes. So as it so as it exists now, you would say that the farmers in Western Jamaica, you would say that their products, they don't have any problems getting their products sold to the hotels. They are not having any issues.
If it depends on how you look at it. Because I know the purveyors are buying from all the farmers.
Yes.
Right? If it is to be sold, it's not a challenge. But sometimes you'll find that there are a number of farmers who may have the same thing at the same time.
Yes.
And then the purveyor can only take so much at any one point in time.
Okay.
So there has to be a greater amount of market intelligence that goes into production.
Yes, yes.
In order to ensure that if you are going to be producing a particular crop, you should know that the market is only able to take so much.
Yes.
If you are looking at hotel market, and the rest you'd have to use it in the parochial market or other markets domestically.
And that would prevent you from all of the farmers planting the same crop at one time.
Correct.
They would vary the plantation.
Correct.
Yes.
And this is also driven by our dry and wet season.
Mm-hmm.
So in the wet season, you know that certain crops will be abundant, while in the dry season, you know that some might be abundant, but in most cases, if you are depending on the rain-fed agriculture, you're not going to have much crop.
Yes. Is there a way that the answer is irrigation, of course, and we're talking about water supplies now, irrigation, but is there a way that farmers can harvest water? So when it is raining, is there a plan that those who can afford, or they could combine, say, to set up catchment areas so that they can...
There are many ways that have been used over the years.
Yes.
Rainwater harvesting. I know that through RADA there is some initiative to do with storage of water in plastic tanks, as well as some ponds which have been dug in certain areas, and pond liners are used to line the bottom, and water is harvested and stored there.
Yes.
But generally, the average Jamaican farmer knows that they have to have a tank on their farm. If you go into the the areas where farming is predominantly and do not have potable water, you would see a lot of tanks made from concrete.
Yes.
But the capacity, 90% of the time, cannot be with the production. It deals with more local consumption by the farmers themselves.
Okay.
For domestic purpose.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I'm giving you the fact we are running out of time, so I'm giving you the final minute or two to say whatever you want to say
I just want to say to the farmers in the country that the only way we can accomplish this dream or this the objective that we have set out is for farmers to come together and let us work together through this organization to address the issues. A farmer by himself is going to find the challenges to solve very difficult. So work with your local RADA office or your JS office and form yourself into productive groups in which we can easily be able to address the issues. We can bring all the technical experts, those who provide finances, those who deal with policy making through these organizations in order to solve some of these problems.
Okay.
And as long as we do that, I think, any group of people working together with the same objective can achieve it through continued discussion and meetings. We can address them.
Okay, I want to thank you very much. That's Mr. Denver Thorpe, and he's the regional president, the JAS regional president for Western Jamaica. And right. And Mr. Thorpe, I want to thank you very much, and I want to assure you that we are going to talk again because we have to keep the question of agriculture on our agenda, and we have to do whatever we can to ensure that the farmers can produce so that we can maintain our food security. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
Oh, well, that was food security. And, we spoke with the parish manager in St. Ann, Mr. Donald Robinson. And then, they're having a big show this week, Friday, big agricultural show. And we also spoke with Mr. Denver Thorpe, the JAS regional president for Western Jamaica. We'll be back next week. Let us take a break.
In me, in touch a lover in you, and the lovers we be will bring sweet harmony.
Budget Supplies is back. We had a fire. We are still open. We still have the best prices in Jamaica, and yes, we have a big sale on for the month of March. Farm ply, gypsum board, lumber, tracks and studs, and white toilets from $11,999. 10% off new PVC windows, water tanks, paints, and doors. Telephone 923-4560. New Budget Supplies. Always the best prices.
Jamaica.
Best decision ever.
Feel the sand between your toes and the gentle waves of the sea on your skin. Feel the warm Jamaican breeze lift your spirits and nourish your soul. Escape to exactly what makes your heart beat. You will love every moment. Jamaica. Heart.
All I've got now is all to Jesus. I surrender all to Him. I freely give. I will ever love and trust Him in His presence daily. Jesus. know that thou art mine. I surrender all. I surrender all to thee, my blessed Savior. Oh, I surrender all to Jesus. I surrender all to Him. I freely give. I will ever love and trust Him in His presence daily. I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Savior. I surrender all to Jesus. I surrender. Humbly at His feet I bow. Worldly pleasures all forsaken. Take me, Jesus, take me now. I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Savior. I surrender all to Jesus. I surrender. Make me Savior, holy Christ. Let me feel Thy Holy Spirit. Truly know that Thou art mine. I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Savior. Oh, I surrender all. I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Savior. Oh,
Yes, welcome back to Rebel Radio. And we are going to continue our constitutional discussion. And we have with us well-known attorney at law, Miguel Lorne. Brother Miguel, how are you?
I'm fine, I greet your audience in great spirit.
Yes.
And I hope I will add to the discourse and enlighten them, and that together we can all have a future constitution that reflects the thinking of Jamaica, not the thinking of lawyers. You don't need a committee with 11 lawyers.
Yes.
You only need two lawyers. You only need 2 lawyers to draft. You need the people with ideas, the teachers. There's no teacher on the committee. There's no nurses on the committee. You need a police officer on the committee. You need the people that interface with people on a daily basis. Don't pack it up with lawyers. Lawyers just need 2 lawyers to draft to make it, because the law, constitution is a law, but the ideas must come from the people.
Yes.
And it is short of people at the moment.
Yes, yes. And the other thing that I observe, Brother Miguel, is that, for example, you know that we have had constitutional discussions in the past. The last
Yes.
time I recall was in 1995. And
Yes.
a number of decisions were arrived at. Now, I don't like the posture at the moment, because what happened is that they have a group, a constitutional group, and what they are doing is that they form their decision. They come to their decision, and then they come to us with it. I don't think that is how it should be done at all, right?
No, right. And I want to tell you this. I don't think we should have any referendum, you know. We are bowing into British hands. When the British came here in 1655, the British promised the Africans land and liberty.
Yes.
The British, if we would help them to defeat the Spanish, we did help them, and we did defeat the Spanish.
Yes.
And then when they were signing the treaty with the Spaniards, the British tell the Spaniards, no Africans must sign.
Yes.
They excluded us, and they betrayed the trust that we put in them. So now when they're leaving, when we want to separate from them fully, why the hell should we have a referendum?
Yes.
We just write them a letter and tell them that, a courtesy letter, and say, we're gone. You don't the whims and fancies. You don't yield to the whims and fancies of persons who betrayed us. They promised us in 1655, if we fight with them, land and liberty. We got none of that.
Yes.
They left us in the problem that we're having now.
Uh-huh.
So I don't think we need a referendum. Just amongst ourselves, we decide what type of constitution we want, and we implement it. Not if you have this rule for referendum, we decide whether or not the Queen should go, or whether or not it's a ceremonial president and all those. No, we don't need all of that.
Yes.
We don't need to bow down no more to England. We want to tell them that time to go, and you go. Pure and simple.
Yes, yes.
But you take these formalities. How can our nation be paying every year? We're paying over 300 million to a ceremonial governor general, and if you have a ceremonial president, we're going to pay him 300. We're going to pay him 300 million a year. You know much more hospitals that money could build. You know how much more school buildings it could build. We're gonna throw away 200 million every year? No.
Yes.
No, we are not part of that at all.
Yeah.
We decide whether we want, we don't want a ceremonial this and ceremonial that. If you want ceremony and pomp, you ask the Chief Justice. Put Chief Justice that when you open Parliament, him read the budget speech. That's all. You don't want more pump from that.
Yes.
We can pay 300 million and provide him with butler, and provide him with housemaid, and provide him with chauffeur, all them sort of things. You provide the ceremonial president with.
Yes.
No, we don't have to follow nobody. We just do away with the office. Do away with the office.
Yes. Yes.
Sheer common sense amongst them. Prepare walk one road. You do have no representative of Coronation Market. You need a vendor from Coronation Market on the committee. You need people who deal with people, interface with people every day, down to earth.
Yes.
Not a committee of 15 and you have 11 lawyers and a professor of law on it. No, foolishness.
Yeah. What are some of the changes, additions, subtractions that you would like to see in the new constitution?
You must have a fixed date when it comes on to election.
Yes.
This is your business that you can put in date that suit you and suit whoever is the prime minister. No, you have a fixed date or you know that uncertain year,
yes,
the second month or the fourth, but you must have a fixed date so that people know what they're going towards.
Okay.
You must have that and so on.
Right.
The other thing is that I would want to see proportional representation. Quite a few times we have had governments that in terms of people now, in terms of people, they don't have the majority. But in terms of seats in the House, they have the majority.
Like the incumbent government.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we want a system whereby a proportional representation that based on, in other words, you can lose an election, but you have a sizable number that would actually give you a seat in the House. So you'd have more people, less PNP and JLP business, and you would have more people that are not affiliated to PNP and JLP in the House. So we definitely want proportional representation at this time.
Yes. And let me. You have already seen, and what both parties are presented to us, or what they are approved of, is a ceremonial president. Now, don't you think that that decision should be left for the people to decide? In other words, the people should be told what is the difference, what are the advantages and disadvantages of an executive and ceremonial president, and then the people make their own decision. Don't you think that is how we should approach this matter?
Absolutely, brother Richard.
Yeah.
You see, this whole thing, it go backwards. You set up a committee, and then the committee must chuck down our throat what they think. They are going to the people after they have met much time and decide what they want. You go to the people first, and let the people have an input into what type committee you want. That's what I'm saying. You have a committee, it do on the teachers, it do on the nurses,
yes,
it do on a policeman, it do on a vendor. You must have a vendor on the committee, a vendor who's going to the market. These are the people with ideas,
yes,
not lawyers. These are the people. Lawyers are just drafted. You need people who interface with people. Not people who drive past people. People who walk the streets, interface with people.
Yes.
A vendor, man come by his stall, come by orange or banana, and him ask for papa, and you know have papa. You come to a meeting, you say, we need to grow more papa.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes. This constitution, the last constitution, was a farce. Manley and Buster constitution.
Yes.
They notified two of them friends, and then went to England with a puppet show constitution. Something which never had which never came from the bowels of people.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No.
And it took us 60 years to realize that we the people can make a constitution. We can make a constitution. You know, like I said, they have some pertinent issues. Ganja is one of them. For years, the people have suffered on a ganja. Now the people say a minister importing ganja. It's unheard of.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yes, things like those, we want people on the ground who say, look, man, you know, things can be better.
Yes.
And it will be better because if we feel that we have input into the making of the laws.
Yeah.
Very important. You see, the realistic thing, you know, is that over the years, we have been copying laws. We copy laws. We don't make law. Very few law in Jamaica is original. Either pick half it from Australia, half it from New Zealand, half from Canada, and we say, we have such and such a law. No. Again, because by right, a member of parliament should go to his constituents and say, look, we are going to draft a law regarding sweet potatoes, and we want your input. That's the goal. Not take peace from Australia, peace from England, and peace from wherever. And then you come up and they say, you make a law and you expect the people to follow it. No. Get the people's input. If we have a problem with gunmen now, get the people's input as to what they think we should do with gunmen.
Yes.
Some people feel that we want to educate them. There's some people feel that we want to shoot them. There's some people feel that we should find somewhere or other to incorporate them into the system, make them find work and things like that.
Yes.
You'd be amazed what ideas come up. But you can't give it to people that won't come with a one. Every time an incident happens, the upper class and them, give them more guns. Give them more guns. You have shootout in Portmore between the guards and gunmen, the people. Give them more guns. Start giving the guards them bigger guns. What is that? You hear one person say, let's build a compound where we seek to educate. When you have a gang trial and you have so much gang members, 30 and so, next door to the courthouse is a school. Some of them is on remand for 5 years, 4 years. You know what you can teach a man in 4 years? A whole heap of things.
Yes.
Yes. So you build a compound where you have a courthouse, can hold them. You have a school, and you have facilities to see them on guard, but you educate them. Not bring more guns and bigger guns. What the hell? You don't solve fire with adding more fire. No, bring water.
Yes.
We want. Yes, because it's not working. You send out the policeman, not working. You set up the ZOZA, SOE, and all those things, not working. The crime is getting worse. So take a new approach now. Take a different approach. Take a people's approach. Yeah. And I'm sure we will see results gradually.
Yes, sir. Yes. No, on the human rights, people's rights side, what are you don't think we need to look at the Constitution and no, the existing Constitution? I know we have a Charter of Rights that was done not too long ago, but
2011.
Yes, isn't it? You don't think that they are? In other words, we should also take some closer look at how we protect people's rights in the Constitution.
You must.
Yes.
You must look, because that is the foundation of democracy.
Yes.
Because every single person, look at the young lady that was shot and killed. It doesn't matter to me whether there was some breakdown in the law and the officers were found, eventually got off for the Court of Appeal. But what we say now to the young lady, what we saying about her rights,
yes,
it's very important that something be done. She's gone, but her mother is there, her family is there. They must feel that they have some rights.
Yes.
They must feel that the rest of the society that we feel obligated, not something generosity, We are obligated to make sure that that family is all right. Have to make sure. So, at the moment, you have a situation where you have people locked up in them house, and people have to sleep under their bed instead of sleeping on top of the bed. They have rights too.
Yes.
But if we look at all that and look at the system, and when those rights are breached, you should go to lawyer to sue the government or to write the government. You, the government, should approach the persons and say, look, your rights have been breached, we are willing to settle and to make sure you are compensated for the breach of your rights. A policeman pick you up off the road, lock you up for 3 weeks, and say, boy, choose Christmas, him not want to pickpocket on the road. You can't do that. You can't pick up a man because you don't want to pickpocket on the road. No, you don't have a right at all. A court of law must make a determination if that man must be off the road. Is what I mean.
Yes, sir.
But I've seen cases where policemen pick up a youth, lock him up for 3 weeks, lock him up for a month, and say, boy, at Christmas, him don't want to pickpocket on the road. If the judge have to say, boy, no, you can't do that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Those are things that happen. So the respect for poor people rights, I don't like poor people, for humble people rights, ought to go. And then we see them trying to sneak this same-sex marriage through the back door. That's the aim, they're trying to sneak that.
Yes.
They don't want to accept the fact that in Jamaica, we don't like it. We don't like it. We don't want it. And you have some people at the university and some other people who talk about because what you must understand now, you don't have a right to have sex with a woman, if a man, a woman. You don't have a right to go have sex with a woman because, no. How come now you would have a right to go and have sex with a man? No, you don't want to have. Mm-hmm. So, we must watch it very carefully because they are quietly trying to sneak that thing through the back door.
Yes.
And the majority of Jamaicans make it quite clear in every poll that I've seen, every poll that I've written, every poll that I have read about, make it quite clear we don't want that in our society.
Yes, certainly. And I see, I was told recently that they are trying to sneak this thought where at the school now, and this is at kindergarten level, where they are trying to socialize the students that they are, in other words, they are trying to remove the male and female sexes. In other words, they are trying to teach children that they are not of any particular sex.
And also they are putting into them that they're alternative.
Yes.
Sexual behavior.
Yes.
You don't have one type of sexual behavior. You have alternative, and that you're not male or female, but you're some gender or something, and so on. All of that is part of the strategy which they are employing to gradually, affiliate our young people with that type of behavior. And we should resist it and have to resist it.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I totally agree with that, sir.
Yes.
So, from where we are now is that the public participation in the discussion, read the Constitution, that is another aspect that we see that is lagging behind. I heard the committee saying that they are going to be having meetings in Montego Bay and yes,
in St. Mary.
Yeah.
No, you're putting the cat before the horse.
Yes,
you should be having the meetings first, then you form and you can gather and you have a committee that will harness and regurgitate the people's views.
Absolutely.
Not after you have only for meetings, you can go to the people now. No.
Yes.
You're moving backwards.
Of course, they are moving backward with that. And the other thing is that I think the Jamaican people need to be educated about referendum. You know, we have only have one experience of dealing with a referendum in Jamaica. You know, to the best of my recollection, and that was in the early 1960s.
No, your recollection is correct.
Right.
And let's face it, that one referendum, Bustamante tell the people Bustamante look out in the harbor and see some Russian ships and tell the people that the Russian ships come to impose communism. And if you have two goats, then we're going to take away one.
Okay.
That's what Bustamante told the people in the first and only referendum that we have.
Okay.
To clearly trick the people, exploit the people. So it was a graceful referendum.
Yeah. So I sincerely believe that right now as we speak, the Jamaican voting population need to be educated about referendum. Right?
I agree with you.
We can't just go to them and tell them that we are going to have a referendum. No. Because we are not socialized. You know, in some countries you have 3 referendum probably for a year. Right? Within a short time. We are not accustomed to that. So we need a lot of public education on this constitutional reform and everything surrounding it. Right.
I agree with you. And public education do mean two little ads on television, few little advertisements in newspapers and so on. You need to get into the schools. Primary school, high schools, and so on. That's what public education is.
Yes, sir.
Educate the children, you know,
so
that when they grow up, they can know what the things are about. We leave too much things later on or to chance.
Yes.
Very important. Educate them. Even some simple things like driving on the road. You know, you give out a driver license from a sixth former should not graduate without having a driver's license.
Okay.
I think that would help some of the serious problems we have on the road. You know, things like those. Get the children them involved. Vital.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But what are your other thoughts, Council, on the Constitution as far as, you know, what you think should be included at this time?
In a people's constitution, which is what we're aiming for, a constitution that always bear in mind the majority of the people, and so on. I would certainly want one that ensure the rule of law. You must ensure the rule of law.
Yes.
You know, with the Constitution, that people know they can go to the court and get redress for any transgression that goes against them.
Right.
That must be a fundamental principle.
Yes.
In terms of other things that I want to see, I actually have a list made out, you know, I thought of a list.
Yes.
Made out, but I would probably go through that at another time because it's quite a list.
Yes.
You know, and I go through it at another time with you.
Yes.
You know, but I will sort of wrap up now.
Yes, of course.
So on.
Yes.
Yes, but and I really give thanks, and I give thanks to your audience.
Yes.
And I'm glad you're having this. You're providing this opportunity for persons to have this discourse. You know, it never happened in '62, but it's happening now, so that we can share ideas with people, learn from people, and even the little madman on the road.
Yes.
We say walk and think. In my view, you know, my ideas.
Of course.
You know? Yeah, man. So incorporate even him to us.
Yeah. Want to thank you very much. Very much.
Yes, man. It's an honor for me.
Yes.
And I thank you, and I thank all the listeners. and so on. And we will certainly be having more discussion as time goes on. Thanks a lot, my brother.
Absolutely, sir. That was attorney at law, Miguel Lorne. And we're talking about the constitutional reform. And of course, we need a lot of discussion on the constitutional reform, a lot. We just can't allow these discussions, in other words, to be done by lawyers. It can't work. Let us go for a break, and we will be back shortly. This is Rebel Radio.
Please don't do it.
No dash, no paper, no dash, no plastic. Dispose your garbage responsibly. No know how to recycle, learn it quick. And if you drop it, better pick up every piece of it. Plastics last forever, don't forget the bits. Cause when them touch the street, them end up in the sea. Collect pan the reef where they fish them feed. And when you want seafood, I eat your eat.
Keep island clean, so clean. From the peaks to the beach, so clean. No dirty of Jamaica, please don't do it. No dirty of Jamaica, no dirty of Jamaica, no dirty of Jamaica, no dirty of
Surprise
Jamaica.
is back. We had a fire. We are still open. We still have the best prices in Jamaica, and yes, we have a big sale on for the month of March. Farm ply, gypsum board, lumber, trucks and studs, and white toilets from $11,999. 10% off new PVC windows, water tanks, paints and doors. Telephone 923-4560. New budget supplies. Always.
Do it for your best life. Do it. Go check your HIV status. Do it. So keep your life trending, no pretending. Me I tell yourself do it for you, do it for you. Every time you are link with a condom, coulda husband, coulda wife, coulda be a random. Condom connect and protect your profile. Be your own fan. Do it for your best life. Do it for your best life. Do it. Don't put yourself at risk. Condom connect every time. Do it for your best life. Do it.
The girl Shensia with a message to you from myself and the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Shen Yangs, everyone say wear a mask, let the numbers drop. I don't want COVID, lay you down flat. Nose and mouth, you fi cover up that. Oh, sanitizer gets hospitalized. Fight the virus, then fight for your life, yeah. Nobody talk about say you no response no more. Don't be reckless, cause your test say you not have it, you can still get the virus from somebody. Don't be reckless, cause your test say you not have it, you can still get the virus. So keep the numbers down, protect yourself and the people around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart and 6 feet in the ground. Keep the numbers down, protect yourself and the people around. COVID in town, 6 feet apart and 6 feet in the ground. Stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive, stay alive.
Jamaica.
Best decision ever.
Feel the sand between your toes and the gentle waves of the sea on your skin. Feel the warm Jamaican breeze lift your spirits and nourish your soul. Escape to exactly what makes your heart beat. You will love every moment. Jamaica, heartbeat of the world. Let's go.
New budget supplies is back. We had a fire. We are still open. We still have the best prices in Jamaica, and yes, we have a big sale on for the month of March. Farm ply, gypsum board, lumber, trucks and studs, and white toilets from $11,999. 10% off new PVC windows, water tanks, paints and doors. Telephone 923-4560. New budget supplies. Always the best price.
Lord, I'm ready. Lord, I'm ready. I'm ready. Lord, I'm ready for you calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. Lord, I'm ready for you calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. Well, my way. You move them all away. Your grace is all that carries me. Through the dark you shine your light so I could see. Even when I was down on my knees, you set me free there. Lord, you've been my shield from my enemies. In your loving arms, that's where I got to be. To stay within your grace for the rest of my day. Lord, I'm ready for your calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. Lord, I'm ready for your calling. I know you will let me when I'm falling. With all the obstacles that's in my way, you move them all away. I've had many tears and sorrows, questions for tomorrow. There's been time I didn't know right from wrong, but in every situation, God gave me consolation that my trials come to make me strong. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His words. I've been to lots of places, seen so many faces. There were times I felt so all alone, but in my lonely hours, those special hours, Jesus let me know that I am His own. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His words. I thank God for the mountains, thank Him for the valleys, thank Him for the storms He brought me through. 'Cause if I didn't have problems, I wouldn't know that God could solve them. I wouldn't know what faith in God could do. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His word. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'll fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff that comfort me. Those wicked will come upon me to eat up my flesh. They will stumble and fall. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to put my trust in God. Through it all, I've learned to depend upon His word. Through it all, I've learned to trust in Jesus. I've learned to put my trust in God. Through it all,
for your best life. Do it. Go check your HIV status. Do it. So keep your life trending, no pretending. Me I tell yourself it, do it for you, do it for you. Every time you are link with a condom, coulda husband, coulda wife, coulda be a random. Condom connect and protect your profile. Be your own fan. Do it for your best life. Do it for your best life. Do it. Don't put yourself at risk. Condom connect every time. Do it for your best life.
What is to be will be. Come me just a come. Come me just a come. And me no want no botheration. Come me just a come. Come me just a come. And me no want no botheration. Come me just a come. Me said that come me just a come. Me no want no botheration. Come me just a come. Come me just a come. And me no want no botheration. To hear Jordan roll, roll Jordan roll, roll Jordan roll. I want to go to heaven when I die, just to hear River Jordan roll. My soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rock my soul. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Rock my soul in the bosom of Abraham. Oh, rock my soul. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. One bright morning, when this life is over, I fly away home. To her home on God's celestial shore, I fly away home. Fly away home to glory. Fly away home. When I die, hallelujah, by and by, fly
Yes. Welcome back to Rebel Radio. And we want to say thank you to our listeners and viewers and to all our participants today. We spoke to farmers in Westmoreland and St. Anne, and we spoke about the situation with the ganja farmers, constitutional reform. And we will continue these discussions in the coming days, because we have to keep the people informed, especially about this constitutional debate. So thank you, listeners. Thank you, viewers. Thanks to my technical operator, Bishop Gordon. Until Friday, stay healthy and safe. I am Desmond Richards.